Euphigenia Doubtfire, dear. I specialize in the education and entertainment of 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 entertainment. Candy and the sun. Could you make me a woman? Showtime. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run daggers for you, daggers for you. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run. Go pump, pump, pump some neurons. I know you're used to Lucy. Dinner, dinner, dinner. Such a shun. It tastes good. Such a shun. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run. Surprise. Hip hop, bebop. Dance till you drop. Hip hop, bebop. Doesn't mean that they don't love. Hip hop, bebop, bop, bop, bop. Dance till you drop, hip hop, bebop. Just a little bit of nicotine. The sun. Just a little bit of nicotine. Cream in your sugar now. Little bit of nicotine. Doesn't mean that they don't love you.
Should've never had a birthday, Dad. Should've never had a birthday, Dad. Should've never had a birthday, Dad.
I know you're used to Lucy, but I run daggers for you. I'm in charge, daggers for you. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run. Go pump, pump, pump some neurons. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run. Such a shun, such a shun. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run.
Should've never had a birthday, Dad. Birthday, Dad.
Hip hop, bebop. Dance till you drop. Hip hop, bebop. Doesn't mean that they don't love. Hip hop, bebop, bop, bop, bop. Dance till you drop. Hip hop, bebop. Bum, 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 bum. Just a little bit of nicotine. The sun. Just a little bit of nicotine. Cream in your sugar now. Little bit of nicotine. Dinner, dinner, dinner. Doesn't mean that they don't love you. Entertainment of entertainment of entertainment of entertainment. When I'm in charge. Entertainment of entertainment of entertainment of entertainment of entertainment of entertainment. Don't fuss with me. It tastes good. Dinner, dinner, dinner. It tastes good. Pump, 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 pump.
Should've never had a birthday, Dad. Should've never had a birthday, Dad. Should've never had a birthday, Dad. Birthday, Dad.
I know you're used to Lucy, but I run. Such a shun, such a shun. I'm in charge. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run.
Should've never had a birthday, Dad. Birthday, Dad. Dad. Birthday, Dad.
Yeah. Hip hop, bebop. Dance till you drop. Hip hop, bebop. Mean that they don't love. Hip hop, bebop. Bop, bop, bop. Dance till you drop. Hip hop, bebop. Candy and the sun. Just a little bit of nicotine. Dinner, dinner, dinner. Just a little bit of nicotine. Cream in your sugar now. Little bit of nicotine. Doesn't mean that they don't love you. Well, that's all for today. Bye bye.
Well, hello, hello, everyone.
That was something else.
Let's all get back to the show now. But anyway, oh man, I cracked myself up. But anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to another DaraChat. My name is Daramuth, or Dara for short, because some of you first grade English does not work so good, and that is first grade English. And unfortunately, I cannot help you unless you're willing to learn. But unless you're willing to learn, it's not going to work. But anyway, I get to be here with a very young man who, well, let's just say he brought something to share, but he can't share because it's too far away. It's
Yeah.
monstrous. It's
Brought muffins.
monstrous. It's monster. He's such a monster. Oh, okay. I'm good.
They were little
I'm
ones.
good.
I ate them.
Oh yeah, were they were like the ones you can buy at a store, like those little
No,
the
no,
ones that
yeah,
are,
yeah. My wife made them though, So
oh okay, so they're more natural made, which is good. It's
yeah,
always good to have
banana
homemade.
nut chocolate chip.
Oh yeah. Oh, oh, that's like asking for manna
A
from
little bit
heaven
of
right there.
2%.
Goodness sake. There you go. There you go. It's always 2%, never less. Anything less feels like it's the devil's trick right there, trying to trick you from the
1%
real
is
good
fine for
stuff.
cereal, I guess. I mean, if you're like a monster or something, but yeah.
Hey, you know what? Some of those health nut people are kind of like monsters.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this is almond milk. I was like, oh, yeah, it doesn't count. It's not a
Yeah.
thing.
Would you like almond milk? What's another one? Almond milk, soy milk, or the hidden oat milk?
Yeah, it was like, oh, they're milking cockroaches now too. That's great. Cool. I don't know how many times I got to tell you no. If it
Goodness
comes
sakes.
out, if it doesn't come out of a cow, it's not milk.
Like, where does oat milk come from? Oats?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, how do you milk an oak? How do you milk an oak?
How do you? That's a problem solved right there.
It's
How do you-
tree sap.
Well, I wouldn't call it a tree. I'd call it more like a grain, really. It's
More of like a
grain
barley.
sap. There you go. We're making barley. We're making barley milk at that point.
Okay, you want to see something insane? So I'm
What?
going
What do you
camping
got?
this weekend, and I
Nice.
just needed a new pocket knife,
Oh,
and I bought this thing, 13 bucks.
mhm.
Came today. Look at the size of this fucking thing.
Now that's an off right there. It's
Yeah, but
huge.
my wife thought I was insane. She's like, "Why did you buy a fucking knife that big?" And I was like, "I heard
Yeah.
you were going to start buying skim." And she no, but I was just like, for the price, it's great, but like it looked like this, like really far away. I was like, "Oh, that's like a normal size pocket knife. I like the shape. That'll be great." It
Yeah.
was like it doesn't even fit in the. It's got like an extender. It's like an 8-inch blade.
Jeez. Gosh,
13
dang.
bucks though on Amazon.
13 bucks. That's not bad. Yeah, it's a funny thing. Amazon, like, disagree or not, like, Amazon's probably the place you'll find good deals. Like, I bought pretty much the majority of my computer parts through Amazon because they were much cheaper than going like to Newegg.
Oh
Which
yeah,
just
all
says
of
a
my
lot.
auxiliary shit for sure.
Oh
I
goodness.
mean, I got my microphone from Sweetwater, but I
Oh.
already got an account.
Was it really like Sweetwater, or is it that's just?
It's just a music website.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of them, to be honest, because usually, what was like, they usually do like these high ones. I know there's like one I've seen like do like a tap one, you tap it and it mutes it, and then that sort of stuff.
Oh no, this is just your regular like Shure radio mic.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, sure.
I collect microphones, just because playing in a band and stuff. So I have a microphone for every different occasion. The guys ask, he's like, "What are you going to use this one for?" That's the weird thing is though they have like an agent like who will like check up on you,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, just seeing if you're still playing music." It's like, "Yeah, man." It was like, "We just remember that Seth from Sweetwater gave you a call." I was like, "Yeah, I understand. That's great. You called me at work, Seth, to
So-
check on the shit that I already bought."
Yeah, yeah. I was like, would you like to take that back? Because I already got that stuff.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, I remember. I know you guys. You've been in a band for quite some time, really. I know you were
Oh,
the
yeah,
last time you were on.
that's how I got my start doing stuff on YouTube. Is Nadia, Horror with Nads had me on her show. I was just trying to promote an album,
Yeah,
and then I was like, "Oh, this is fun
yeah.
to
Yeah,
watch
what
shitty
was the
movies
name?
and make fun of liberals. This is great."
There you go. What was the name of the album?
Well, the new album coming out, we're recording it right now. It's called All She Wrote.
Oh, nice.
I'm hoping it'll be
All She
done
Wrote.
by October.
Sure.
And yeah, we're in and out of the studio. I've been streaming a lot less just because, well,
Mm.
it's kind of like a one or the other thing. I can't be in two places at once. But
And you're. Yeah.
go-
No. Yeah. I was about to say you're like someone who I would feel like you'd be someone who would try to prove that, but like I don't think you would. I think he's like I'd rather just have one.
yeah, no, I mean, well, I have a bunch of people going like, when are you doing the news again? I was like, I'll do the news again when I'm done doing the other stuff. But like,
Yeah.
it's like all in good time, right? Like the news, the type of news I do, it's just stupid and fun. It's not,
Mhm.
there'll be Sundays when I'm done, but
Yeah.
I'd rather just finish that because right now, uh, a lot of places now that we have like the newer, because I was in a different band when we first started this, so the
Sure.
album that this is the first album with this band. It's
Mhm.
harder to get into bigger rooms when you don't have like a product to sell. They were like, well, let's hear your EP, let's hear. So it's also kind of like a necessary evil, but
Yeah.
we tried getting around it, doing like, oh, we pressed a live album. They're like, yeah, no one gives a shit. Go into the studio and be a big boy, and we're like, all right, fine.
Yeah. I'm doing it, guys. Come on. Hold on. I'm doing it. But yeah, I can't imagine that's because it's always one of those things where like you could be someone who could do both things, like you have that, like some people have that sort of stamina, or you're someone who can only do one thing at a time, and you're just like, well, I'm gonna work on this one, guys, and once it's done we'll be back to doing that. But like
Well,
doing
it's more of just like putting your creative energies, like I just want to put my best foot forward and just get it
yeah
done. It's not like some of the guys I hang out with, like YouTube's their job, like it's
oh
not my
yeah
job. So,
yeah
if I want to put my best foot forward creatively, I just would like to go just get the album done and then I'll start doing the news and Camecast again.
yeah and that's understandable. Like I've just been that situation where I've been in that thing where you're sort of surrounded, like you're in it as a content creator. Well, I guess I can call myself that. I don't know anymore. But you're in it's that sort of situation where you're kind of in it and doing it, and you kind of see those people who take it up as a full time, right? Like a lot of people do content creation no matter the platform full time, which like at a
Mhm.
certain point it's like you either treat it like a job or you treat it like something you just enjoy doing. And I'd rather just do it that, because there's so much freedom for me. There's so much freedom in treating it like I don't know, like an extra side thing than it is like the thing that's just sort of your main bit. Because content creation is, I feel like content creation is sort of like trading a 9 to 5 job for a 16 to 20 hour job.
Oh, absolutely, it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can talk about whatever you want, but you have to be consistent. You have to, you
Yeah.
know, that's one of the reasons that like I really haven't gone too heavy into it. It was like, okay, well, I talk about Batman. Millions of people talk
Yeah.
about Batman on this platform. I'm not going to be
Oh yeah.
the guy, it was like then we're watching movies and making fun of them,
Mm,
or pop culture news is the one that's got to be the most exhausting, right? It was like
yeah.
everybody's saying the same thing over
Oh
and
yeah.
over and over again.
Oh yeah.
It was like, I don't know if you've heard, they got a Hishi in the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Helen of Troy is black, guys. What are we
Yeah.
gonna do about this? And I was like, I to an extent I get it, and the
Yeah.
jokes are funny, but by the end of the week, because I usually would have shows on a Sunday, it was like, well, people have been beating this goddamn joke to death. And by the time that I got into it, what am I gonna say that Nerdrotic didn't say? And
Yeah.
and I'm sure he said it funnier. He's got a cast of 19 people on his fucking show.
Pretty much at this
Give and
point.
take. It's like a
My
revolving
goodness.
door. And don't get me
at
wrong,
this point.
I love all those guys. I think they're all funny.
Yeah.
It's just it was just like, but by the time it would get to me, it's scraps. You know, I'm not.
Well, and I think people in that regard still appreciate like personal perspective, right? Like, how
They
what
do.
was your view if you saw the movie or whatever, like that sort of stuff. But like, you're not wrong. It's like so much of what gets talked about in the pop culture and all that, whether it be entertainment, movies, or politics, whatever, it does get beaten down by Mister 100th, 500th, 1000th, like you know, it's sort of been this thing where, and that's where I've been kind of at too. It's like I don't go in that regard because I've already seen it. I mean, like I'll share if like someone asks like a movie, if I saw a movie, sure I could
Mhm.
share in that. I mean, everyone would like to know like how did you feel about so and so movie, and like that's a pretty easy one, right? Everyone has an opinion on
Yeah.
something, but it's the beat down of like what people are making the content out of, and like you just said, it's like this guy's already done it, and the next guy's already done it, and Mr. 1000th person has already done it. I'm just sitting here already saying pretty much something of similar, and I'm just like, what? You know,
Mhm.
what's
Yeah.
there left, right?
You know, and then there are people who wait to see the movie, but then all the controversy's gone, so then it's just
Yeah,
another run of the mill review,
yeah,
and then it just comes down to you either like the film or you didn't. Or
yeah,
you thought it was okay. Like,
yeah,
it was like like that's why I'm waiting. So, when that new Harry Potter show drops, like, I'll
okay,
probably put a panel together and have people review the episodes with me. That's because I really like Harry Potter.
yeah,
You know what I mean? But and if it's good or bad or whatnot, we'll talk about it. But it was like the one thing I haven't been doing is maybe besides the Black Snape train, because that was just
hmm,
one of the dumbest decisions. That's just going to bring so much controversy to the show that isn't needed. Um,
hmm,
they could have.
yeah,
They literally could. They could have made any other character black. They could have made Harry black, and it would have been fine. Um,
yeah,
but it was like, no, the one character that gets hung upside down from a tree, they cast it as a black man, and it's like, okay, well, now they're gonna say that the show's racist,
yeah,
and I'm sure the guy's a great actor too. It's
yeah,
just like it's just causing controversy where there doesn't need to be any. And
yeah,
but either way, that's not what I'm doing it for. It's just like I'm gonna have a panel of friends. We're gonna talk about it. It's the same thing we used to do it with like House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones on Nadia's show. It was like, yeah, some people liked all the episodes, some people hated it, some people were just
yeah,
indifferent. But
yeah,
it's the wanting to be consistent. It was like, Star Wars is pretty much dead to me at this point. Comic book movies have been very hit or miss lately. I was
mm,
like, God, I wish I would have started content creation like, you know, in 2011, like when the Avengers dropped.
yeah,
I've been eating good for 5 years. You know what I mean? It would have been,
yeah,
but now we're in, you know, post Endgame Marvel movies and
mm,
James Gunn DC. I was like, I don't got that much anger in me anymore. I was like,
yeah,
but I don't know, So I've just been concentrating on just music
yeah,
and I always like hopping on other people's stuff, but it was just like I just kind of fell off the hate train. I can't. It's just like because it just I walk around with it
mm,
trying to think like negative shit about stuff all day because like the negative is always going to be more funnier than the positive,
yeah,
and it's not just a place where I want my headspace in all day.
yeah. Especially when again it's already been like beaten up, like the whatever the piece is about, it's already been beaten up already enough, and you're left with
Yeah,
like it's like trying to make a statue out of a marble, and all you're left was like this little pebble that just fell off. It's like, well, I guess
yeah.
there's something here. And you're right, it does feel like for me, like that's why I've sort of been a person who's like wanting to go see a movie rather than rely on what's being said by some movie reviewer or whatever, because I feel like in the essence of you get this huge. Well, I won't say huge. You get this big misconstruation of what they see, the bias of what they see and how they feel about all this stuff,
Mhm.
versus what your thought process will be and you'll get out of it, right? Like we have different viewpoints of things. We'll go see a movie and like, oh well, that movie was crap to me, or I enjoyed that movie, and like you said, in the middle ground
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But when the whole of it seems like it's relying on, and it does seem like it's changing a bit, where some content creators are saying, you know what, I didn't like it like this, but you know what, if you go to see it and you enjoy it, hey, more power to you. And that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be about this thing of like, if people want to, like, because you had, what was the two movie, the Ebert and Siskel, right? Like back in the day, it was like Ebert and
Oh yeah.
Siskel, where they would, they were the big guys for movie reviews. But I mean, at that point, you still had people would still go see a movie even if they said whatever. But I think nowadays it feels like people outright trust a content creator, obviously because of the trust factor, but also just like, well, they saw and they know better. It's like, maybe
Yeah.
maybe they'll know better.
There's plenty of times where I've gone against the grain and I've enjoyed things where people like it. I was just telling the story last night, like when Christopher Nolan's Interstellar came out. My
Mhm.
best friend, we went to go. He was raving about it. He was like, "This is the
Yeah.
best movie I've ever seen. It's changed how I think about movies." And then
Yeah.
like I went to go see it with him, and I was just kind of like, "Yeah, it was good." He was like, "Good? It's
Yeah.
the best movie I've ever seen." And I was like, all right. Well, and then he tried to get me to go like see it again. I was like, no, you're right. It was the greatest movie ever. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go see this movie twice in one day. He was like,
Yeah.
no. Once it clicks for you, you're gonna get it. It was like, well, it's gonna have to click on home release. I'm not going to see this movie twice in one day. The movie was a
Yeah.
grind. And don't get me wrong, it was a
Yeah.
cool movie. It's just like it just didn't resonate with me the same
Yeah.
way it did him. It was like there's like I just took my wife to go see that new Toy Story movie.
Toy Story
It was
5.
great.
Okay.
You can also see
Mhm.
like the pendulum is kind of swinging the other way too,
Yeah.
where it's like in 2017, 2018, all that woke bullshit was like currency in Hollywood.
Mhm.
They're finally starting to figure out that doesn't work anymore. You still have like a few outliers, and that's because
Mhm.
movies, take a long time in production and everything. That's fine.
Yeah.
It was like I didn't feel like when I went to go see Toy Story that I was like being preached to, and that the people at Pixar like sat me down on their knee and was like, "Well, 3Peat, I'm gonna tell you a lesson about inclusion." And it's like, well, that's great. Do the toys still move around? You know,
Yeah.
there was a lot of that for a little while. So maybe
Mhm.
because there's not as much of it. Like I don't have like that fire. Because if you would have talked to me in like 2017, dude, like I was an angry guy.
Yeah.
It was like, could you believe what they did to Star Wars? And everybody was like that. And then like
Mhm.
some people are still like that. And I was like, all right, I'll just watch the original trilogy, and
Yeah.
I just pretend the other movies didn't happen,
Yeah.
and all.
People people pretend that the Crystal Skulls didn't happen for Indiana Jones. So
Yeah,
you're on the right path.
or then not even to mention the newest one where it was just like, what was it? Can't even remember what
I
it was
think
called.
the Dial of Destiny. I think it was. That was the one with like
Uh,
Max. No, Mads Mikkelsen.
Indiana Jones and the Signal of Virtue.
Yeah. Well, and I like I did you play the game one though? The Great Circle, I think it was called.
No, I didn't do that. I didn't play the James Bond one either, just because like I didn't like how the games looked.
Okay.
Like that newest James Bond game,
Yeah. Yeah.
everyone was complaining about just by character design alone. That's
Yeah.
not how I imagine James Bond to look. Like James Bond's not running around in a t-shirt with like a buzz cut. That's like somebody else. Sure, you can do amazing stuff. James Bond wears a tuxedo or a tactical turtleneck, and he's got great hair. That's,
Mm-hmm.
it goes part and parcel with the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you remember watching movies, like you still had him like what was it like? Craig would be like coming out of the water, without a shirt, in a swimsuit, all this stuff, or you'd have like the times where, um, he's not. There'd be like a few times where he's not wearing like any of those like high class dressing or turtleneck or whatever. So there'd be times in the movies that you would have him in a relaxed sort of look. Even
Oh, yeah.
even like Sean Connery, you say like he would wear like the relaxed beach sort of look.
Oh, yeah, of course. But it was like, but when he's in the field, he's
Yeah.
dressed a certain way, and it's just
Mm.
there's a certain vibe. I didn't get it for it. I didn't sit around and complain about it. I just didn't buy
Yeah.
it, and I didn't play it,
Yeah.
and And now, if everyone was like, "No, no, no, it's great," I would have turned
Yeah.
around. I would have bought it, and maybe that would have changed. But I didn't hear anything that went away from my initial instinct. And like
Yeah.
I watch other content creators play it, I was like, "No, it's not for me."
Yeah. I think that's sort of the thing now, is where a lot of people watch someone play a game, whatever the game may be, and I think that's kind of a sort of a better way where they spend the money and you don't. So that's kind of a nicety right there, and maybe it will, I don't want to say inspire, but maybe it will incline you to want to buy the game. I know I have for some, but I think in the part of that, like it's sort of like same with the movie thing too. Is like if they tell you, oh, it's a great movie, and then you take the opportunity to go see it, like you did Interstellar, and you're like, well, it was all right. I didn't feel the same way.
Yeah.
Because for me, like I have my 10 out of 10 movies that I enjoy, or I consider 10 out of 10, and you have yours, and they may not align, but I mean, my thing about movies is that my ultimate thing about movies is, how did it make you feel at the end of it, right? Like you went to go see this movie, whether it be Interstellar to, I don't know, Toy Story, like, or Toy Story 3, whatever. Like when you finished that movie or you went through that ride, how did it make you feel? Right? Because that's what I feel is like the ultimate selling point for movies. And that's the thing too, is I get for like the what's the word? For the offsetting of like the Odyssey movie, where people are saying, oh yeah, it's the best ever or whatnot, and people are like, well, it's I don't know what kind of junk you're watching, but that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah. I literally had a buddy today text me and say, like, you got to go see the Odyssey. And I was like, really? now, granted, like he was he went to he majored in like the classics and stuff, and he's always talking about like ancient Greece and stuff. He's like, it's a real modern telling of the story. I was like, well, I don't think that's how it was presented. I don't think that's what people wanted. And he's like, well, I liked it. And I was like, all right, as long as you liked it. And same reason I didn't go see Supergirl. I was like, it's not that the movie might have been fine. I personally, I just don't care. Like, it's not. I didn't like the other Superman movie. I didn't like her stumbling in drunk. But the character's got to have somewhere to go. That's great. And then if I hear otherwise, from obviously the box office reflected the same thing. Just people aren't interested in that. Also, I really don't like Jason Momoa. I think the guy is just kind of overrated. He plays the same dude in every movie, and
sounded terrible. Supergirl dialogue sounded terrible from the theater checks that I did. Theater, what's a theater check? I'd like to know what that is. What is a theater check? I know you work for a theater, Sonia, but I'm not sure what a theater check is. Like, is that like you?
She was like walking in, seeing how, like, so if you're in the theater and you're an employee there, like you pop your head in the theaters and
okay, all right.
make
So
sure there's
like,
not some homeless guy waving his dick around,
Oh, Lord.
I have maggots in my brain. You're like, okay, it's time to go.
Who wants to see Mr. Willie?
Yeah. You're like, oh no,
oh man.
just in time for Toy Story.
Oh my god. Oh, okay. Sonia says checking sound, checking picture quality, and no shenanigans. That is true. No shenanigans, right? Some of those teens can be very hooliganish, and those troublesome homeless people.
No
They can
chicken
be,
jockey bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Check it, Chucky. Ah!
I'm sorry. I felt bad for all those theater workers, but some of those videos were fucking hilarious.
Yeah. It's crazy. That is,
Well, I was trying to explain it to my wife. I was like, "Well, you've never been a 12-year-old boy."
That's true. Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? There you go.
Yeah,
Hey,
it
Matrix, how
was
you
like
doing?
she would be like, "I just don't get it," and I was like, "And you never will." Like sometimes just being loud and obnoxious and laughing at something stupid is part and parcel
Oh yeah. Yeah.
to being a young boy with other young boys. So we can't explain why. It was just really fucking funny.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Hey, Olo says, I have vowed to watch the 1984 Supergirl, but still haven't gotten up the courage, even though I know it'll be better than current year. Well, and
I
that's
don't
the
know
thing.
about that.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Is like, if you were to ask me which one would you, if you were to ask me which one would you better, the Superman one or Supergirl one, I would say Superman is a bit better than the Supergirl movie, just right off the bat, because I saw both. Right, I saw both the 2025 Superman and I saw the Supergirl one, and I think the Superman one's better than the Supergirl. And I know, right, James Gunn, all that stuff. There's that whole stigma that surrounds him, but I mean, there were some parts to like about it. I do think there was one point where the music was kind of off from the action that was going on, but beyond that point, I think there was something there I could grasp onto, and like you're seeing Krypton and all that stuff going on, and Kal-El's been set way before Kara goes. Even though from when I remember the animation, it was more like they both went at the same time. But I mean that was a long time ago, so I might be wrong. But
It differs on which telling it is. It was like sometimes they're sent at the same time, and her ship kind of like went off course. But
Yeah.
and then there's times where there's almost like a year difference or something. Like it's crazy, or it's just as Candor is about to get bottled.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of different. The characters have been around. I mean, I think Supergirl's even been around since like the 50s. So
Yeah, that would make sense because again, Superman was like had to be 20s,
no,
or 30s.
Superman was 38.
Okay, 38. So he's been so late 30s is when Superman's been around, and that's gone through miles of history of different people playing him.
Oh yeah,
I think the oldest Superman who's still alive, I would believe, is either has to be Dean Cain. I would think
probably. Yeah, because
'cause-
Christopher Reeves is dead.
yeah, he
George
was the
Reeves,
oldest.
I
But yeah,
believe, killed
that's
himself.
it was 50s right there, I believe.
Yeah, George Reeves.
But yeah, but I mean, and then you have I think currently you have the animation Superman. So you have Tim Daly
Daly.
and George Newborn. Those are the two voices. I believe Tim Daly's son has voiced Superman as well. You've got Dean Cain, you've got Brandon Ruth, which I do look for all it's worth. For the one time Brandon Ruth played Superman, and it was sort of in context of the Christopher Reeve Superman, he did a pretty good job.
No, I thought he did fine. It's just they should have just did their own thing rather than trying to continue the Christopher Reeve movies. Yeah,
because when I saw him when it came out, when Superman Returns came out, I was like, yeah, he does look like Christopher Reeve, which is nothing to speak bad against Brandon Ruth, because he did on the TV series, he did get to play that Superman once again
Yeah,
for a little bit. He actually got to play the element. What was that?
yeah, and they
It
gave
was
him the Kingdom Come suit, which was sweet.
yeah, which
Um,
is pretty awesome.
yeah, and I still remember seeing that preview when like the bullet hits him in the eye, going like, "All right,
Oh
this is
yeah,
gonna be dope."
that
And
was awesome.
then I was like, "Why does Lois have a kid?" And
Yeah,
she's, she's dating Scott Summers. What's going on?
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's been a bunch of good iterations, but a bunch of bad iterations. I never really liked Man of Steel. But I always like to every single time they name a new Superman. You know, they even did it with David Cornsweet. They're like, he just
Mm.
looks like a younger Henry Cavill. I was like, yeah, Henry Cavill looks like Superman. The guy's
Yeah.
got a look.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you, by the way, Roadkill, for that.
Nice.
Much appreciated. And of course, oh hey, Furious Dan, nice to see you. I want to thank you for Ray yesterday. I'm going to about 1,000 followers. Oh, nice, congrats,
Nice,
for the
buddy.
1,000 followers, and thank you for being here. But yeah, well, then you have that's right, and then you have Tom Welling, who did Superman in the TV series Smallville, and then
Yep.
you have, of course, Henry Cavill. But yeah, then of course you got David Cornsweet, who is the new version of Superman. But I think, um, I think for the most part, it's a very pick your flavor sort of thing, and it's very understandable because again, different directors, different viewpoints, all this stuff,
Mhm.
and you can go up high on the mountain. I just feel like I watched that Superman 2025, and I had to give it high praise because at the end of the movie, I saw a scene where at the it had its differences, right? It had its different points during the
Mhm.
part, but when it comes to the end, you have the scene where everything's kind of going downhill, and they're just needing some help, and the kids take that flag and they raise that flag with the symbol of Superman on it, and they are pretty much pleading. Now, of course, Superman didn't come. He sends his friends.
Yeah, he didn't come.
But I mean, it was still just as important as
No, you get what Superman means to people in that universe. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And he should always be like a reflection of hope.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
there were things that I enjoyed about the film, and there was things that I very much didn't like. But it wasn't like it was. I mean, I heard some people talk about like it was the worst comic book movie they've ever seen, and I was like, guys, like, The Inhumans came out, and what was the other one? Phase 4 turd.
Well, there was that Eternals. Is that the one?
Yeah, the Eternals. The Eternals was terrible.
Yeah, that was a movie that was sort of like the stepchild that doesn't get mentioned anymore. It's just out there. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
they're still just out there doing stuff. Yeah, the Eternals was awful.
Yeah.
It was just
It was a try. Oh, Sonya liked it.
No, you liked it? Oh.
Good for you, Sony. You know what? I'm glad you liked the movie. You should always have a movie you like. But yeah, it was sort of
My
like
favorite
weird.
part about that movie was like it seemed throughout the entire shooting of that film that Angelina Jolie needed to be reminded that she was in the movie.
So remember that movie Eternals you shot? What was the movie again? I don't remember.
There'd be like other characters talking on screen, and Angelina Jolie would be like, hey, that way.
Because you have Selma Gomez. No, what was her name? Gosh dang it. She's very famous Latina who's played in a lot of movies. People see her as a sex symbol, all this stuff. I can't remember what her name was.
Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek, that's right. Thank you so much, good sir. Salma Hayek was in it. You had Kit Harington in it. Although
yeah,
I don't know if they're gonna even bring him back for like the whatever's
they're,
coming next.
they're not. It was like they had him talking to Blade at the end of the movie, which is so funny how badly like they dropped the ball on the Blade movie.
Yep. Yeah, that's something.
Because they were like, they were talking to what Marshall Ali, and they were like, "All right, here's the deal. You're Blade, and we're gonna give you a daughter, and she's gonna teach you life lessons." He's like, "No, I'm not gonna play like second fiddle in my own movie." And then they did like another thing, and they gave him another idea, and he was like, "No." And I was, and, you know, he kept turning it down. And like, they were like, "Fine, we'll just have Blade fight vampires." And it's like, guys, that's what we want. That's all you need to do. Okay, I didn't want to see Blade win the fucking spelling bee. I want to see him fight vampires. Okay.
That would have been hilarious, though.
when I watched the original ones with Wesley Snipes, I wasn't like, oh man, I really hope he gets a daughter soon, to help teach him life lessons. He's half man, half vampire.
Yeah,
I don't think he'd be a very good dad.
Well, and then you had the people, like, it was, what was it, the Blade Trinity? Like, you had Jessica Biel and Ryan Reynolds in that movie, and you thought, well, they could have been that. They could have been the people trying to, you know, some sort of thing.
The people he took under his wing, and what?
Yeah.
There's certain characters you don't need like a big cast. It oversaturates it. You know, it was like I don't need to see that. That's why Logan works so well. It was like Logan had like 4 main characters, but it was about Wolverine. And then you watched it and it was like, you know, were there other things happening? Sure, but you know, certain characters need to be acted out well and everything. Certain characters like Guardians of the Galaxy, if you want to throw like 20 people in that cast, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But you know, Blade is not one of those characters. Blade works a little bit better when it's a smaller cast.
Yeah.
You know, he could plow through a bunch of vampires, but he needs like his guy in the chair, and he needs like a motorcycle and a samurai sword. That's it.
Yeah. Well, and that was what with the Deadpool movie, right? Like the whole scene where they brought him and Elektra and Gambit in. Like you did have that small kind of bit right there. For whatever it's worth. I know people had their thing. I know people had their thing about that movie too, but like it was kind of like it was a difference in seeing the actual dressing of, I know Channing Tatum played him, but like he did a pretty good job, at least for me, of playing Gambit, because we had the Wolverine movie, right? Where they had that one guy.
Wolverine Origins.
Yeah, the Wolverine Origins, where they had that guy play, I can't remember his name, but they had him play Gambit, but he wasn't in costume, which this one, they did have him in costume, and it was sort of like a hit or miss for people, so.
I thought the costume was, you know, better than Channing Tatum was. It was just, you know, it was just cool to have anybody doing that, but, you know, and that's one of those movies, you know, it was a nice little send off to the Fox universe, and that should have been the end of it. Now they're all coming back for Doomsday, and it was like, guys, everybody from the X-Men movies is too fucking old to continue.
Yeah.
Okay, the first one was like in what, 2000?
It had to be like 2002
or 1999. You know, it was like 30 years ago.
2000s. Yeah, it was 2000s. It was like because I mean, you have to remember there were still Marvel movies coming out from the Marvel Entertainment, because previously, before Disney had bought it, like the Hulk.
Yeah, it was all through Fox.
Yeah, you had Ang Lee's Hulk. You had the Fantastic Four, which I think was a little better than the current Fantastic Four, to be honest. I enjoyed it.
I thought they had a little bit more heart. You know, like, did they do it amazingly? No, but it was a hell of a lot better than what we got this last time. And I mean, my favorite scene in the new one is when Galactus grabs Professor Mr. Fantastic, and he stretches him and he's screaming at him. I was like, dude, that's your power.
Yeah.
You should not scream because you're being stretched. No, not the one with Miles Teller. That was
Yeah, that
That that
was.
that one is still worse than a lot of comic book movies that come out.
Yeah.
Like when people say like, "Hey, like, do you think this is the worst one?" I was like, it's gonna have to do a lot of heavy lifting to be worse than Fan Four Stick because Fan Four Stick was bad. And they're like,
Wow.
well, and it's the same thing with like the original Suicide Squad, where it was like, well, did you see the director's cut? And I was like, really don't think this is gonna save a lot of things. Sometimes you can just tell the movie's just bad.
Yeah, or doesn't make sense. Like, why are you doing this thing? This is just weird.
Well,
Oh.
with Suicide Squad, their
Hmm.
main thing was it was like studio interference. So,
Yeah.
they did this. If you watch the original trailer, it looks like it's supposed to be like an ultra serious movie.
Hmm.
And then apparently, like at some point in time in the production, they're like, "Yeah, make it funny like Deadpool. Deadpool was a hit, and we want a movie like Deadpool." And guys like, "Well, this is a movie about like prisoners with a bomb in their neck.
Yeah.
If they don't follow like government direction, you might want to try a different movie." They're like, "Nope, make it like Deadpool." And they're like, "Okay, it's gonna be bad though. How could it be bad? It's got Jared Leto." And then, and they're
Oh
like,
yeah.
"Oh, little did you know."
Yes, the man who looked like he could run his own cult, Jared Leto.
Oh yes,
Um, it's
but
Morbin time,
gotta say,
kids.
good Skeletor. Like them as Skeletor.
Yeah, yeah. That's the funny thing too. Is I've only known of the He-Man series through like when people bring up like the animation, which I never really saw because that was way before I was born.
Me too.
Um, and then you got the memes and stuff like that. But like for me, when I went to go see me, there was some parts that was like, like things like he was sent to Earth. So what happened during that time because he was still a kid? There's stuff like that where it's kind of
Oh
hard to
yeah,
gloss
he would have
over.
been in a fucking mental institution.
Yeah,
Because he was like, "I gotta get the sword to get back
yeah.
to my home planet," and it was like he's saying this as like a 10-year-old boy, all the way to like a 28-year-old man. There,
Mhm.
and then he just got like a roommate who's just like indifferent to it. Who's like, "Yeah, yeah, well, hopefully you find the sword today. Rent's
Yeah.
due on Friday," and I was like, "This guy would be in a
How does he have a job? What's going
yeah."
on here? Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's just stuff like that where it doesn't make sense. But like I do agree that you had Alison Brie who played Evil Lynn. That
Which I thought she
worked.
did great.
Yeah, she did fine. Of course, Jared Leto played that his part as Skeletor pretty well because it was sort of like a Shakespearean. It was sort of like a Shakespearean type of thing, but it was a funny Shakespearean. Like he was trying to be serious in a very funny play, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, he had this gravitas about him, but it was
Yeah.
also there was like kind of moments like, "No, come on, I'm being serious," and you're like, "Yeah, that's good. I see what they're doing." Because that's kinda how they always had to play Skeletor well. I mean, like in the original live action, Frank Langella's being completely bombastic and he's chewing the scenery, and
Yeah.
that's a lot of fun in its own right. But like as
Mhm.
far as like he always was in the cartoons, like he has a really cool badass design, but he's kind of bumbling.
Yeah.
So to make that translate the way he did, because I mean, excellent, excellent design for Skeletor, and then just kind of making him seem like a credible villain, but also there's that little hint of
Yeah.
buffoonery in there where you're
Yep.
going like, yeah, this guy's actually a bumbling idiot, and
Yeah.
he walked that line really, really well.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I don't think a lot of actors could have done that as well as he did.
It's true. True. I mean, you could. I mean, if you've ever, I don't know if you've ever watched like anything that Robot Chicken has done, but
Oh
there'll be
yeah.
times they'll have Skeletor being that hilarious, be scenes and whatever. That's parody stuff, parody stuff. But it's like I've never seen the cartoon, never, had any family members who bought the toys, but like you would think that at a certain point you would be like making a monster of the week sort of thing with that kind of animation, because how could you make something last that long with something that would almost feels like short lived, because the story feels so, I don't know, I don't know how best to describe it. How could you make He-Man be such a long-running animation series, and have it be successful enough that it gets remembered on sort of like a cult?
Well, see, the original one is, it's like a Saturday morning cartoon, right? So
Yeah,
like
yeah, kids, yeah.
because it was episodic, it didn't really have like a storyline as much. There wasn't like an ongoing story throughout the series. So
Yeah.
you could just, you could do that, and it was like, well, Skeletor found this new thing, and then he sent, whatever, Beastman in to go and mess shit up. It was like because there's no like main story to tell, the stakes are a lot less higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, making I couldn't imagine more than a trilogy of what they did. I still enjoyed it, and you know what? I think it was well done enough where it deserves a a sequel. I just
Mhm.
I just don't know if it pulled the numbers that it needed to.
Yeah.
Maybe if they take their shot, like I'm pretty sure the numbers would be a lot higher if they did a sequel though, because now, just like with everything else, and they kind of have to do it with a
Mhm.
lot of these things, is for the most part when we're getting these first installments to these franchises, the
Mhm.
character is not fully realized. So like he's
Yeah.
not He-Man until like the last 45 minutes of the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. Like in the Batman,
Mhm.
uh, Batman wasn't Batman till the third act. He was vengeance,
Yeah.
and there was it's the same thing with like Man of Steel. It was he wasn't Superman until like halfway through the movie. It was like that's the difference. So like in Christopher Reeve's Superman, he's Superman like right out from the gate. Like
Yeah.
he's they still tell the origin story. They
Yeah.
just
Yep.
don't spend more than like 20 minutes on it. It's like they blow through it a little bit faster. Now it was like, I mean, Jesus, Man of Steel, we were still on Krypton like 45 minutes into the movie. Like
Yeah. I mean, and again, you had the TV series Smallville, and that was like 10 years. Smallville was 10
yeah.
years. That was insane. Like, I remember when it first came out, and of course the theme song, "Somebody Save
Oh yeah.
Me." Good Lord, that was a long time ago. But I mean, it worked for what it was. And obviously, of course, there's enough story there to make something out of it. But like, even they had an evil Jor-El in that series. I think it's
Mhm.
something people tend to forget, is like they're talking about the Superman movie where there's like evil Jor-El or whatever. It's like, no, evil Jor-El was in Smallville.
Yeah.
I think they forgot about that. Like he was trying to get Superman to, I don't know if it was trying to take over the world, but it was like he was getting Superman to do this thing. And it was like, after hearing
Well, it's
about
more
that,
like established like new Krypton, right? Like,
yeah,
carry out but yeah, no, so they would have that, and it was like, but that didn't come until like after like the first 3 seasons. It was more episodic, right? There wasn't like an ongoing. The first 3 seasons were basically Buffy the Vampire Slayer with Superman, like
yeah, yeah,
which is fine. It was fine. It was great,
yeah.
especially for the time. Uh, but yeah, there's a huge difference when you have something where week to week it's just a different story, and then like an ongoing storyline. The depth's going to change, the stakes will always change. So and a lot of people will make this mistake. I'll have like 3 episodes that don't mean anything, and then like this ongoing story
Yeah,
that's going through the season, and it was like, no, that'll get distracting.
yeah.
But I don't know. I thought Smallville walked that line just fine, and then after a while, it just started getting so out there. It was,
Yeah.
but it was fun because like you got a lot of those characters, like we hadn't seen them in live action before, but it's the same. It posed similar problems to like why I never really liked Gotham. It was like, oh, so like the Penguin was like 35 when he ran into Bruce Wayne for the first time.
Yeah.
I don't think that when he's finally Batman, that fight's going to be that interesting because like the Penguin's going to be like 60 years old.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be a geriatric. Like all of these people are like full-fledged adults, or their kids the exact same age as Bruce, and they just haphazardly run into Bruce. It makes more problems in the timeline than it
Yeah.
fixes. You know, but it was just to see those characters get dropped in and be in their own little world.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, and it's also I think people give TV more of a pass. You know,
Mm,
maybe
yeah.
less these days, but like especially like in the early 2000s, if you saw it like you know on the CW or whatever, like this
Yep.
isn't going to be fantastic, but it's better than nothing, I assume.
Yeah. Oh, WB. I think it was WB when Smallville was going on because that was an interesting time where WB had its own television network sort of thing.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and then you had like what? You had Sabrina the Teenage Witch go through it. You had a bunch of some other stuff, Smallville and all that. Like there were many TV shows going on during that time that were kind of through. You had the animation side of it, Animaniacs, all that stuff. It was an interesting time back in like the late '90s, early 2000s.
Oh, I'd say all throughout the 2000s, yeah, because you had like Animaniacs, Tiny Toons,
Yep.
Freakazoid. I mean,
Dun 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 dun. Freakazoid.
I loved that show.
Freakazoid. Oh no, was it Freak of Me? Freak you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
Freakazoid,
show right there.
chimpanzee.
Yeah.
Who is the cop?
I think it was Ed.
Was it
Asner.
Boswell?
I think it was Ed Asner.
Cosgrove.
Yeah. But I think the person who voiced it was like Ed Asner. Or
It was
like
Ed
that.
Asner. Yeah, but I loved Cosgrove.
It was funny enough, like there was I don't know if it was like the first episode ever, but I remember there was an episode where they had this baddie come on. His name is Candle Jack. And every time a character would say his name, was like, "Ooh, I need more rope."
Yeah. Or they had Cosgrove on they put him in a situation and you just hear the background singer going, "What will Cosgrove do?
Yeah.
What will Cosgrove do?" It was so dumb. It was so.
Yeah.
I gotta look. I gotta see if I can buy that show on like Blu-ray. I hope they have it.
Yeah, well, funny enough, there's a clip where the voice actor of Freakazoid, he does this thing with like his dog. Like he's speaking, doing all this stuff. He's like petting his dog, and his dog's like very ferocious and acting up or whatever. Can't remember what his voice actor name is, but like there's just this clip of him doing that, and he's just speaking like all this stuff while he's playing with his dog, and it's just biting at him and all that stuff. It's just like, what the hell is going on here?
Toasty.
Hey, Toasty, what up? What up, Toasty? But yeah, it certainly is. Even back then, there could still be things where it could still make you question of like why they do it, right? Like nothing back then is as good as is now, because there's difference of if it was good or not, because time does wash over bad stuff to a degree, and so. And so, where at one point, right, going back to Superman Returns, where at one point people are like, meh, meh. Nowadays, it's sort of got like that sort of bit like that cult classic sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's just like,
oh, look at the prequel series. People did nothing but shit on those movies while they're out, and then all of a sudden, the sequel series come out, and they're like, "Well, the prequels were so much better." I was like, "You weren't singing that tune in 2003." Okay, and I'll still stand that Attack of the Clones is one of the most boring movies ever made. Like it was, that was not a lot happens in it. Still watch the shit out of it, but
Phantom Menace was a big one. I remember Phantom Menace when it came out was big.
Oh yeah, I went to go. I always use that as my parents took me to see it, and that
Mhm.
was like one of the first times as a kid that I realized that like just because you like the franchise, the
Mhm.
movie might not be great.
Mhm.
Still watched it a million times because like that was just the Star Wars content we were getting,
Yeah.
but it's still night and day that better than anything we got in the sequels. So
Yeah. Well, just remember, you got Jar Jar Binks out of that, and that's been a giving well for quite
oh
some
yeah.
time.
Yeah, that guy had it so bad he got harassed to the point of like near suicide.
Jeez.
And no, don't get me wrong, I was like not a great character, but they were trying to do it for selling toys and
Mhm.
it was like we need the kids to be involved. Why don't we have this Rastafarian alien rabbit bumble
There,
around?
there you
It's like
go.
we already got C3PO. Do we need another annoying character? But
Misa.
at the time, I remember when I went to go see uh Revenge of the Sith. I
Yeah.
cut high school to go see it. Like I just and I'm sitting there and it's the theater's packed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like I went to go see it opening day.
Mhm.
Um and there was this big fat guy behind me. And it was at Padme's funeral, and there's that one scene that Jar Jar's in where he just kinda like puts his head down for like a second, he just goes, "Boo!" Chill the fuck out, man. He didn't even have any lines.
Goodness sake! But now you have the whole thing with him going Darth,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah.
it?
That would have been the twist to end all twists. That theory's been around for a long time. It's almost like like the drunken master, like
Yeah.
he's actually in control. He's not really klutzy.
Yeah.
Um
I
it's
think
like
they.
that's wishful thinking. George
Yeah.
Lucas can't write that well.
Yeah, I would say there's a point to the extent that he can do stuff pretty well, but I mean, still, that
No,
was
yeah, no, I'm saying that's like some 4D chess shit. It was like that. George Lucas ain't doing that. Okay, it
yeah,
was like
yeah.
it's like
He,
first we're gonna introduce this bunny, and then 20 years later he's actually gonna be the bad guy. And it was like fucking crazy, George.
so listen here, guys. We're just gonna bring out this
Yeah.
bunny guy, and then we're
It's like
gonna
it's like poetry. It rhymes,
listen, guys. I know you don't get it now, but it's gonna be okay 20 years down the road.
Yeah. You know, I'm just a regular guy like you. I put on my flannel shirt, one arm at a time, and then I button it up, and then I make Jar Jar Binks.
And then I sell it all off to Disney for
It's
billions of
or as he
dollars.
called them, the white slavers.
Oh my gosh.
And what the best part is? It was like
What?
he handed them the treatments that he had for the sequel things, and Disney was just like, just
Mm,
like toss them. He's like, "Oh, they weren't the movies I was expecting." It was like, well, no one was expecting. Somehow Palpatine returned.
yeah, that was when I heard about that, because I never gone to see the movie. I think I saw the one where Snoke was involved, but after that I was like, no. It
I
just
stopped after The Last Jedi, and I didn't go see Rise of Skywalker. But and then I've read like some of the original script treatments for like the original Rise of Skywalker. There was a script called Duel of Fates,
mhm.
and they didn't undo what they did in Rise of Skywalker, but like they ran with it. They didn't just give it back to J.J. Abrams and go like key jangle to everyone until the movie's good. And he's like, all right, well, we got to bring the Emperor back. And we're like, no, you don't. It still could have just been a clone of the Emperor or something else. The one thing that I was always disappointed is that
Mhm.
like Anakin's Force Ghost like never showed up to Kylo Ren and be like, dude, like I died a Jedi. Like I know you're like into all this like dark side bullshit and you thought like
Mhm.
it's really cool and you look at your grandpappy's burnt helmet and you just want to be like Gam Anakin. Well, let me tell you something. Your Uncle Luke saved me. I was a Jedi.
There you
And
go.
he was like, oh, well, maybe I should stop being such a butthole. Maybe you should think
That's how
about it.
that's how it should have gone down. It's just stop being a butthole. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that.
You just hear like, you just got to stop being a butthole.
And that's where it ends right there. That movie then there was no more after that because there's no way. But anyway,
No. That's in the second movie, and then in the third movie, like in the scroll crawl, it was like, Kylo, stop being a butthole, and then
there you go. So for the end credits, it's just the last thing you see at the end credits is like, and Kylo Ren didn't become a butthole. The end.
George Lucas.
Yeah, well, George Lucas lost all ability to do anything with the movies when he sold it off, so that's the unfortunate part of it.
Yeah, and then you have all these people like smoking crack. It's the same people like the smart, like the Snyderverse is going to Netflix, and was like, dude, that's not even contractually possible. Stop saying that. Okay.
What kind of rocks you been smoking?
Yeah, it was like, okay, it belongs to Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers isn't going to give their competition one of their biggest IPs. Okay, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
By the way, the Snyderverse is all of DC's characters. They're not going to be like, okay, well, we're going to give Netflix a different version of these characters. That is the dumbest thing I've ever. You know what? It is Warner Brothers though, so who knows? I think at this point they're allergic to making money.
Well, I will say when it came to the It series, they did a pretty good job.
I did like that. There was 2 episodes I really didn't care for, but like what? There was like 13 episodes, or
I think so. Yeah.
2 out of 13 ain't bad in a series. It was like there's gonna be 1 episode you don't like.
Yeah. And I believe that Andy, they're wanting to go back to, and it was nice that they were able to bring back Bill Skarsgård, because I mean, he's the only person I can see play other than Tim Curry, but Tim Curry's, he can't he can't do anything anymore. But like Bill Skarsgård is pretty much the only person I can see who can continue to play that character. But I believe they're only going to go back as far as like every 27 years until it gets to that circus part, right? And then that's where they're going to end it, because which is a smart ordeal, because the Pennywise character didn't become Pennywise until he met the whatever I can't remember what the guy's name was, but Bob Gray and that stuff. And you have to, like, when they had shown that, because I'd seen clips of it on YouTube, like when they had shown that part, it's like you see this guy who's lost a family or a wife, raising this kid on his own, and trying to 1930s trying to pay as due, and all of a sudden this person comes up, and it does show, like in the clip, it shows him like he's very hesitant, but he still goes with it because it's kid form and all this stuff, and so he gets his life taken away from him, and his identity is stolen, and so you kind of have that. They did a really good job with it. They really did a really good job with it.
And you know what? Not every series needs to go on for 12 seasons. 2 solid seasons and get out.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah,
especially on something so niche, like you know what I mean. Like that's you're talking about like a prequel series to 2 movies. Which I thought they handled. I do still like the made for TV movie too. I mean, but they're different films. Like but the made for TV movie is obviously in some ways a little bit more book accurate, and then some ways not, because they didn't have the budget to do like these big effects, and now they can make Pennywise basically do whatever the hell they want. And I mean, God, the opening scene to that show where he gets birthed in the car.
Ugh. Oh yeah. Ugh.
My wife stood up and was like, I have to go. And I was like, this is fantastic. Like, That
honey, no,
blew my mind.
honey, no, come back! It's happening right now.
Yeah.
I can't.
It was like they literally showed him crowning out of a woman. I was like, holy shit.
Nope, I'm right there with her. But yeah,
Yeah.
it certainly certainly the made to TV series with like Tim Curry and all that was a product of its time, but like being able to do the movies as they were in the regard of was great too. But I think but you're right, like even they know the Andy and stuff, they know that like go to this point and we're done. And that's a very rare thing to see almost in Hollywood. It's like we go to this point and we're done. Because what, you got like almost 5 Shreks now, you got 5 Toy Stories. It's like
Yeah. The Game of Thrones books aren't even fucking done. I don't think they'll ever be done, but it was like they tried to finish it before the last book here, the books came out. I was like, I think as far as the books go, like Jon Snow's still like dead on that gurney. Like he like I don't think they made it past that. Now he had stuff written down and they took the clip notes, but I'm pretty sure like in the 8th season they were just kind of just like running with like, well, George says this happens, and then now he realized that like not a lot of people liked any of those ideas, and he's trying to like backpedal and like rewrite a bunch of shit. But
yeah.
I think he's just gonna like walk away from it. But even then, we got a Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We got House of the Dragon. I think they're making like 2 more of these shows. It was like, all right, man, that's great, but sometimes you just gotta let a thing just stand alone, let it breathe a little bit. People are all mad about this Harry Potter thing. I was like, dude, I mean, besides those terrible Fantastic Beasts movies that came out because there was so much interference, and then Johnny Depp got canceled. So that was supposed to be like a 5-movie series. I think they only made 3 of them, and I think the 3rd one dropped like during COVID, and no one watched it. So they didn't even bother finishing what they were doing. But I was like, when you look at the start of those, like I think the original Harry Potter movie came out in like 2002.
Oh yeah.
I was like, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you want to retell those stories. And it's going to be a series, which we've now finally all realized is a better way to adapt a book than trying to concentrate it all into like a 2-hour dosage. Yeah. I mean, when you get to like, what do you call it? Like the Half-Blood Prince, there's 30 chapters in that book. It's huge. Goblet of Fire is an enormous book.
Oh yeah.
Or I think Order of the Phoenix is the biggest book in the series.
No, it's the last one.
Is it Deathly Hallows the biggest one?
Yeah, I think it's Deathly Hallows is the biggest one.
But either way, and even then, even back when that wasn't a regular thing, they still had to cut that movie in half. Because it's just they had to change a lot of things.
Yeah, one of the things which got off of me was the relationship between Harry and Ginny. Like Ginny was a totally different person in the book versus the movie.
Yeah, no, Ginny's like a go-getter in the books. Like,
she's very tomboyish, it seems like in the book.
She's tomboyish, but she's also she's funny, she's quick-witted, she's very much like a mixture of like Fred and George with like Ron's loyalty, and she's supposed to be like a smoke show. She ends up being like a pro Quidditch player. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like Ginny Weasley's got it going on, and then it was like, what's the most she does is like tie Harry's shoe in like one of the movies.
I didn't get that at all. It's like, why are you having the girl who's like, I mean, there's a point where, I mean, I think it's at the end where the Dumbledore's funeral, like there's a point where like they cut it off because it's like, things are going on, you're gonna get in trouble. There's just this thing where it's going on, and I can't with dealing with Voldemort. So there was that part, but like having that scene where she's tying her shoes, like it didn't make sense because
it didn't. It was like, do you think the chosen one is retarded?
Why? And the other thing too was like when they're in the room of requirement, and it's just like, why is it like this character who's very different I mean, she does pull back a bit because of the whole after the Dumbledore funeral, but like beyond that point, like she's not dumb and all this stuff. It's just a
No,
weird
yeah,
thing to
but
do.
also like even like if I was like dating a girl or like interested in a girl and that
Mhm.
like she like bent down and like tied my shoe, I still would have been like that was weird.
Yeah.
Like no, but there's a lot of things like Ron really got shortchanged. They gave like a lot of his best lines to Hermione.
Hmm.
Um there's characters that get like no play at all.
Hmm.
Um, so it's prime for a show.
Hmm.
It's whether they decide to adapt it faithfully and do it good. Because if not, those movies, even though they have their problems, they were fine on their own. You
Yeah.
know, people weren't begging for this, but God, if you're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
Um,
At least make the characters be what they were from the book. Why do you have a wardrobe of a chameleon? You're being asked that in the, in the chat.
I
He is a chameleon. That's
I
the whole
am.
point.
I wear many hats.
There you go. There you go. You have your answer. He wears many hats. It's like Superman. He puts on the glasses. You don't know
Yeah,
it's him.
yep.
But anyway, talking about a breather, it is a little past the top of the hour, and so what happens is I said, set aside some time for me and my guests to promote ourselves, whether they're a creator or not doesn't matter. But because the big Sammy right here is creator, I brought all of his stuff. So let's see. I did find all your links I could find, and I had to go searching for some of them because you don't promote majority of them. But if you want to promote your stuff your way, the floor is yours.
Ah, yes. Well, I mean, the Twitter and the YouTube are my most used, and then I'm trying to do more stuff on Rumble. I probably will when I get back from my hiatus.
Mhm.
And then the kick, I'm not doing that anymore. It's just
Just there.
yeah, it's just there.
Mhm.
But I also have a Discord that I just basically use it just as like a back catalog to post previous things or
Mhm.
sometimes I'm also on a show called Lights Camera Citation
Oh yeah,
every
yeah.
Friday with my buddy and with my buddies and we basically watch idiots get arrested. So
Mhm.
if you find a good arrest video, that's the place to post it and then we'll use it. But otherwise, yeah, no, uh I'm just kind of sitting back until the band is thank you, Sonia. Yeah, no, yeah, I mean the Discord's the best way to get a hold of me
Mhm.
as far as like show stuff goes, but like if you just want to say hey, hit me up on Twitter. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm just taking a little break while the band is in the studio as far as making my own stuff, but I'm still on Tinfoil Haters, I'm still on Romans,
Mhm.
I'm still on a bunch of different streams. I'm just not making my own shit at the moment.
Yeah, because most of your stuff does on like the weekend, I think, like
Yeah, and
Sunday and Saturday.
that's when I'm gonna be in the studio. So,
Yeah,
I
which is
mean,
understandable.
and it's costing us nearly $500 a day to be in there. So it's not
Wow, I mean that's still quite a chunk of change. It's not like thousands of dollars that you would get from other studios, but that's still quite a chunk of change to do in there.
well, I mean, a lot of places so you go to different studios for different things.
Mhm.
So for a lot of the main one, yeah, $500 is a great deal, but
Mhm.
when we get into like more of the auxiliary kind of mastering aspects, you kind of got to go to better places. Or if you got a big chunk of change, you go to like a uh, a record company or someone that does mastering, but like then you're talking like way more money. So,
Oof,
you really got to
very.
mix right and
Mhm.
I don't usually have to worry about that shit because I'm the singer. So that sounds like a manager and a drummer job.
There you go. You got someone in mind for that one. Yeah, and
Yeah.
Sonya's like, finish the album. Like, there you go. She's telling you to finish the
I'm
album.
hoping to have it out by October.
There you go. He's got a point to do it, and he's gonna do it.
Oh,
Get
and
this-
when we do, I'll have a probably like a listening party either on the Discord or on the Rumble, and then we'll just go track by track, and we can have people hang out, and you all listen to it, and then you can all go buy it.
There you go. He's gonna give you the link. It's gonna be $10 each because he's gonna be like, it cost us $500 to do this, so we need to make our money back.
$500 is going to cost us at least. By the time we're done, it's going to cost us at least $7,000.
Oh man, Lord, wow. Well, whatever makes the dream happen, I guess. Goodness gracious.
Well, I mean, that's why you don't spend the money that you get from playing shows. You pool it up and
There you go.
uh,
Smart.
get yourself a nice little nest egg, and then it still only costs you an arm and a leg.
There you go. Why are you hopping so much? Well, funny story.
Listen to this.
Let me put this album on with my one arm and we'll see how it goes. Oh goodness. But anyway, yeah, his links will be right there. Whether on the Rumble site or YouTube site. I do post them other places, but they're very ephemeral, meaning they don't last very long. So you'll find them more permanently on Rumble or YouTube. So if you want to know where else he's at, those are the places to strike at. And thank you, Sonia, for posting that as well. Thank you so much. But for my hey, Emily, how are you doing on the YouTube site? Nice to see you. But for my end of things, whether you're on the Rumble side, YouTube site, or any of the places I'm streaming to, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or follow, anything that helps with that engagement factor is much appreciated. Yeah, I know, right? You could do the same old thing everyone does: share, like, and subscribe. Yeah, like the YouTube mantra that everyone knows. I'm trying to do something different. So anything help with the engagement part of it is much appreciated, because not only does it help in being seen more, which a majority of content creators want to be, they all want to be seen more to some degree. It also helps in having other people on, like Sammy, like Sonia, like let's see who else we got in the jack. Toasty, Roadkill. I've had on Roadkill, Furious Dan. I've had on over 365 various guests, creator or not. I have to make that distinction because I've had people on who aren't creators, and that's the whole point of my show, is to have on people on regardless of status. Because I don't care to play to one side or the other. It really doesn't matter to me. What matters is if you're willing to say yes, and just come on and have a conversation about whatever, which we've been doing. So that's the point of it. But yeah, any help with the engagement factor on any of the ends is much appreciated. And of course, from my end of things, this is my link right there. Of course, big shout out to Tomby for making streamers free to use for anyone of any platform. But you can go there, you can look at all the links of where I'm at: Blaze, Kick, Rumble, YouTube, all that sort of stuff, Twitter X, all those things are in there. It's nice to have one link that has all your links within that, because I've seen one too many times where a content creator will have a laundry list of like all the places they're at.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, should I between 1 and 25? Let me just I'm just like, just put one link and people will go to find it. It's sort of like a distraction with, like, you can go there, it's a separate screen and all that stuff. It's just helpful, at least from my perspective, but that's just me. So if you want to know where else I'm at, that link right there, of course, is a good place to start. Now, of course, I do have a few things I promote, but I use them in different ways. One of them, of course, is Proton VPN. Now, for those who don't know what Proton is a very privacy-oriented company. They're very much privacy as a right sort of thing. And so I have promoted them in many different factions, like Proton Mail, Proton VPN, Proton Drive, Proton Pass, because I believe in what they do. And yeah, I'm part of their partner program, but I barely make anything off it. It's more of just about your benefit. This, basically, me promoting Proton is more about your benefit than mine, because they offer a lot of tools. And like Proton Pass offers a password manager with 2FA included, with password generator in it, like all this stuff that helps. Like, I'm sure you've probably seen in the past, but like there was a while back where people's accounts were getting like hacked or taken because
Oh
of like
yeah.
it was like what was it, like a podcast link or something like that, like some kind of contest it was.
Yes, some random person or someone you knew would be like, "I
Yeah.
am up for this podcast award," and I was like,
Yep.
"Oh,
Yep. And people would click that and they either lost their account or something like that. I know a few people, Scooby Pup lost their actual account through that remark. But I told people about Proton Pass and they took that up, and you can make a free account. I don't care, because they have to do a paid version too. But like you make a free account and get some of the benefits. But like with Proton VPN, right now at this very moment, I'm using Proton VPN while I am streaming. So not have much issue with it. But again, like any other VPN, you can do your own research and stuff. I know there's like what Shark and Express and Nord and all that, but like for at least Proton, I haven't had much issue. And for the paid version, you get a bit more. But you can make a free account too and take what's the word? And take up that benefit they offer. Again, there's an ecosystem of Proton worth checking out, but this one is for Proton VPN. Link is right there. More information inside. You want to take it up? Great. Make a free account? Good. If you don't, it'll be there if you change your mind. Because at the end of the day, I do want to help people protect their accounts and all this stuff. Because again, if you don't know, your information is out there being sold. Regardless, whether it be data brokers or something like that, like your data is out there on the web being sold at this very moment, and Proton can help with keeping that in check. So it's better to be preventative than before, proactive or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, I promote it for that benefit of others rather than myself. So there's the link right there. And of course, the last thing I promote is something called Biltong USA. Now, if you don't know what biltong is a South African snack that is air dried cured meat, which basically is like it's a part of the family of beef jerky, but it's a bit different. The website is right there. They're stationed in Sunset, Texas. So if you're in Texas, well, guess what? You're in luck. You can go and visit them, and they have a store where you can try some of their. They have hot food, and they also have many of the different items they have on their online store and their in-store. But you can go on there. You'll see the biltong. You'll see sweets and treats from the UK. You'll see some snack stuff from South Africa. You'll see they sell jams. They sell cereal stuff. They even sell toiletries on their website. So if any of that interests you, links right there. And of course, you can use code DARA to save you some 10%, because I know people love to save a little money, especially now. Gas just went up to $3.60 where I'm at, so it's interesting times ahead. But anyway, funny enough, I've actually had on the owner of Biltong USA. His name is Anton, who's actually from South Africa, came here for different reasons and met his wife Nicole, and so they run the business down there in Texas. So link right there. Give it like that's family business supporting an American made product. And I distinctly remember a few years ago, people were like, we want more made in American products. We want more American made products. Right there you go.
sure."
So thank you. Yeah, thank you all so much for that. But yeah, it's nice to I know a lot of people do like the sponsorship stuff, like if you see on YouTube, where like if you're watching like an edited video, I can tell when something's come up that's gonna be that's gonna be that sponsorship video part, because it's like, and then you just hear the taglines and stuff. I'm like, I get it. Just get through your thing. I just scan over that because I'm like, I don't need to hear about it.
I try to be supportive. Some people can get really obnoxious with it, where it was just like,
Yeah.
"Hey, this is like a." There's a podcast that I like to listen to where it was just like it's always in the middle of the episode and it's always like 10 minutes long. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah,
I
try not to
prefer
make
you
it
to
too long.
space it out rather than make it one long run in the middle of the
Yeah.
but that's when you're reaching like 10 minutes. That's like a full YouTube video.
Yeah.
That's a movie review of
Oh yeah.
ads.
Oh yeah. It's like some of them. What is it? Some of them do it like the first few minutes within the video, or like you said, like halfway through. I don't know if I've ever seen one doom at the end, but it's like it's either within the first few minutes or towards the middle. I'm just like, I'm here to hear what you're talking about. Like, I don't need to be the first thing you hear about as a sponsorship thing. Like, I get it, but it's like,
Yeah,
let me tell you
yeah,
about Harry's razors. You haven't even
yeah.
started yet. Why are you? Oh man, it gets crazy, but I understand it. It's like, again, talking earlier, like many people make this a full-time job, and
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I ain't gonna I ain't gonna judge, but it's like, sometimes it's like, okay,
Yeah, well,
we
I'm
get
pretty
it.
sure. I'm pretty sure a little bit you judge. That's okay too. I judge a little bit. Darnell never uses any of my videos. Well, I don't know if that.
That's because when we started it, we have a huge back catalog that we're going through
Uh,
still. We will
oh my
definitely
god!
be using them.
Wow, that's pretty. I mean, that goes to show like that. Like people. I mean, again, Darnell is a former cop, so kind of going with that, he can kind of give like his cop expertise sort of thing, which is kind of nice, right?
We only watch people only watch because he gets frustrated when someone makes a donation on the wheel.
Oh, what happens when someone makes a
He's just
donation?
computer illiterate, and we'll be in the middle of a video and be like, it's just like, it's okay.
Just breathe. It's all right, young man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is though. It's a lot of fun though, watching him
uh,
squirm.
oh, that's too funny. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's going because I know it's you, Darnell, and Simple Davy. I think it is.
Yeah, and Killer Mike.
Oh, Killer Mike. That's right. I forgot. I haven't heard from him in a while. But no, that's pretty awesome though. It's I think a lot of people like that sort of thing, like the because it's mostly after like that stuff is publicly released, right? Like those cameras and stuff are publicly released.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are older footage because you have to wait. Oh, in a lot of states, you have to wait until the court case is done.
Yeah.
Plus, you kind of want to know what happened to these people afterwards. You
Yeah.
know, you're like, oh, that girl who was pooping in the middle of the highway. Did she get probation, or did they
Yeah.
lock her away forever?
Well, that's what I think shows like cops, back in like the late '90s, whatever, did so well because you had people, and those were bulky cameras. Don't get me wrong; those were bulky
Oh
cameras
yeah,
of the day. Yeah, that was crazy. But like you had them doing ride-alongs with cops and stuff, and just
yeah. And then they got body cams, and then we started getting things like live PD.
Mhm.
Um, which I always preferred live PD because you could tell when one of the suspects was about to get the shit kicked out of him because the guy would be like, oh, well, we pull over, hey, get your hands off me, get your hands off me. All right, we're gonna go to Nevada right now, and we're like, no, go back there.
Yeah, yeah.
What's happening in Minnesota? I want to see what's going on in Minnesota still. Why did we leave Minnesota? He just took out the pepper spray. Yeah. Yeah.
My
Yeah,
house.
the guy would always interrupt. Oh, we gotta go to Cincinnati now. I was like, no, don't leave. This is the cathartic part for me. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight unless I see this person get hit over the head with a mag light. What's going on?
And those mag lights are huge.
Yeah, they don't let you do it. I was like, I want to know when they stopped carrying around batons and stuff because it was just like,
Yeah,
you know,
that would be interesting because I think many of them carry around tasers or stun guns. Yeah, stun guns.
it's stun guns and pepper spray and and a firearm. But like before, they just used to have like that nightstick, and
Yeah.
I'd be much more prone to stop if I knew you're going to be hitting me in the side of the head with that thing.
Well, I mean, pepper spray. I mean, like pepper spray is like one of those things that just like when it hits you, you're not going anywhere for a while. That's
Yeah, but some of these psychos are like immune to it.
they should get like that bear mace. I think that's probably much more potent.
Oh yeah, I mean,
That-
whatever's funnier. No. But some of these people, it stops them dead in their tracks. Some of these people just like cannot be bothered. It's the same with the taser. Like
Wow.
depending on like what you're wearing and what size you are. Like I've seen so many times on these videos now where like people will just kind of like get tased and like walk it off, and you're like, oh, geez. It's kind of
Yeah, that
intimidating.
makes for an interesting episode, though, right? When it's just
Yeah.
it's like, holy hell, how does he be able to walk again?
They're usually under the influence of something, and
Yeah.
whatever that, and I assure you, whatever that something is, it's a lot of it. But like we had one guy the other day, they got him point blank across the chest, and he was just like yanked it right out, kept going. I was like, oh boy.
No, that's when you do the combo, right? The stun gun and the pepper spray.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah, that's when you give him the twofer.
You just carpet bomb him. He just boom.
Yeah, and some of these guys are just nutcases, and then they're like, then they'll show the end of the video, like on the news, like they didn't have to shoot him. It was like, no, they tased him like 9 times, and he still kept coming.
Yeah, it's crazy.
At that point, they just shot him to make sure he wasn't a Terminator. Like that was just.
I'll be back.
Yeah. I'm a friend of Sarah Connor. Someone told me she was here. Can I see her, please?
I am here legally. Stop shooting me.
I'm here legally.
I did not come here to steal. I came here to warn. Don't. Oh man, but yeah,
Can't get to work out and run for governor.
That's right. I'm governor of California. Come on. Probably, you know what? He's probably when he was governor of California, probably much better than what the current one is.
Oh yeah, because that dipshit's just like, what's Trump doing? I'm gonna do that. Only I'm gonna do it for Democrats, and was like, that's not gonna work. I could make memes too. We've seen they're not great.
Yeah, that it's certainly. In all honesty, you're never gonna get fully away from politics, but politics feels like it's the show of the century. Every stinking time.
We've gotten so ridiculous at this point. But yeah, no, for Gavin Newsom to be talking trash to anybody, it was like, dude, how can at any given time, like your state is on fire and flooding at the same time? Like, figure it out.
Yeah, it's also it's trashy, so there's something like that right there too. It's just like, oh my goodness, but
yeah, there's no decorum anymore. A lot of people just like suck. It's like, it doesn't matter if you're too far right or too far left. Like you're just you're not fun to be around, and you got a problem with Israel. Apparently, those are the main factors. If you go too far this way, you hate Israel for one reason. If you go too far the other way, you hate Israel for another reason. And either way, you're just not fun to be around because not that I'm like some big advocate for Israel. It's just,
Oh, you like a little baklava?
No, I'm very anti-Islam, but like also like bombing 2-year-olds isn't fun either. I just assume not talk about the Middle East ever again.
Yeah,
they're like, we shouldn't be there. I agree. It's like, what we don't need to do though is import a shit ton of them to bring their customs over here. I was like, and yes, I like baklava just as much. I like a shish kebab every now and then. I get down in a kebab. You know what I don't want? Is to praise to read the Quran with a gun to my head. I don't want to do that either. So there's a time and a place for everything, and that place is the Middle East. Keep that shit over there.
There you go.
We do America stuff here.
Yeah, America.
And I'm not worried about that. We get to politics. It was like, once like enough of those people are here and they're gonna try to tell like the average fat ass American they can't have a cheeseburger ever again, it's gonna be done. It's gonna be done. It's
Well,
gonna be over with.
right, and I think some people could point to things like Minnesota or like Dearborn and
Oh yeah.
those areas being full. Because I mean, I believe they're like a huge percentage of Muslim, but
Oh yeah. I think it's the majority in Dearborn now.
yeah,
See, I live just outside of Dearborn, and everybody always tries to use Dearborn, but like a lot of them are like second and third generation.
yeah,
They've been. It takes them a little bit longer to assimilate, but like I just don't see anybody in Minnesota assimilate, and that's just it was like you come here, you get free shit, and that's what you do. And it was
yeah.
like, well, we should change that, and they're like, well, you're racist if you want to change that, and I was like, I don't think I am.
You mean I have to be personally accountable for my things in life? Yeah, that's what we're asking for. Oh, la, 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 la.
I mean, part of it's fucking like jealousy too. It was like, I don't want to fucking go to work either. Why do
Yeah,
you get to
same.
do shit for free?
Yeah. I like to be able to stay at home and do nothing, almost
Yeah.
nothing all day. I mean,
Think I
who
don't
doesn't
like
want
having a drink and watches the prices right in the middle of the fucking day? No, I gotta go to work.
that? Come on down.
Yeah.
The price is right. I remember watching that a lot as a kid. That was the Bob Barker days, by the way.
Oh
not
yeah. When
Drew
I was like
Carey.
homesick from school,
Mhm.
just me and Bobby guessing how much that washer dryer combo cost.
You got the mountain climber, you got Plinko. I think
Oh,
Plinko
yeah.
Plinko's the fun one because it's like it's the randomness of it. It's like you drop it down, you don't know where it's gonna go, but you know when they get close to that 5,000 mark, you're like, come on, get there, and it's like, dang it, son of a bitch. Preach.
was like-
That's right. Preach it.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I mean, the biggest one that pisses me off the most is probably the hospice fraud that's going on in California right now, where it was
Oh,
like you
yeah.
have these people they're getting their information stolen. They're like, well, this person's on hospice, and then like the actual person goes in, and just to show you like how stupid these insurance companies and like these politicians are, where the guy goes, well, the doctor says I need to have surgery. It says, well, it says you're on hospice right now, so we can't help you. And it was like, well, obviously that's fraud because
Yeah.
I'm standing in front of you saying I need fucking. So you're gonna give the person who's cheating my health care? Oh, it was like,
Yeah.
you need to figure that shit out immediately, Gavin. Douchebag.
Well, not only that, but you have the stuff there, and then what was it? The daycare thing? Like, it was the Somali daycare thing?
Oh
a while
yeah,
back?
the Leering centers. Yeah, that was great. They couldn't even be bothered to fucking spell check their signs.
Oh my god!
And then anytime like it was like Nick Shirley would be like walking around here like some dude would be like, what are you doing here? It was like you're like
I'm from Zimbabwe.
yeah, it was like, you are not allowed to be on the street corner. This is my street corner. And you're like,
Yeah.
no, this is America.
Yeah.
I think it's everybody's street corner.
You know what? You'd have been good in District 9 because that put you right.
Yeah.
You want the weapons? You're not getting the weapons.
District 9 was great. I love that movie.
Oh yeah, and that was I think that was Peter Jackson. Actually, Peter Jackson did that movie. I think.
No, it was a South African dude. Can't remember his name.
Yeah, I do know that the main guy had acted in other movies after that, but I think that was sort of like his crowning achievement because it was very
Yeah.
It was almost very mockumentary, very just very documentary type.
Yeah, no, it was
movie.
mockumentary. Mockudrama.
Mockudrama,
It was good. And then another thing was like you never really thought it was like that you could turn into the alien, and it was like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, well, and that was by the I guess I remember it was the like something got sprayed on him, and it was just a slow
Yeah.
process.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was slowly turning into a prog and or a
yeah,
prawn, whatever,
prawn.
whatever.
Yep,
Yeah, prawn.
yeah. Oh, let's see. I got it right here. Bam. What? There we go. Bring it up. There we go. So it was Peter Jackson presents film by Neil Blomkamp. So Peter Jackson was still involved
Yeah,
to
he
some
was
degree.
producing it, but yeah, I know
Yeah.
the director was, but
What year was it? What year was this? It was
what was it, like
2009.
2000?
Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been a little
That's
while.
crazy. Oh yeah, that's what 17 years old at this point. That is fudging insane.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But yeah, the gentleman right there. What was that? Let's see. There is Charlton Copley. Yep, that was one who played the main guy. Who I believe he went on to do some other stuff, but like he was the main guy. And it was very. I think he was South African. You sound very
Yeah, no,
Australian.
he sounded South African for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a movie. It was certainly a movie of its time, just because of all that stuff, just like what it was, which is crazy.
It was definitely it. I haven't watched it in a little bit. I'm assuming it's probably one of those better films from that era. I feel like this would probably stand up better than a couple of similar genre. Like it's got to hold up better than like Cloverfield and
Hmm.
things like you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, and I think the setting of it too is like it's done in the setting is Johannesburg, South Africa, and I don't think I've ever, unless you're like a movie from Africa, like I don't think I'd ever seen a movie do something in that regard. Because I've talked to a few people from South Africa, and all that, but like to have a movie set in that regard, and then have someone like Peter Jackson be involved, and this is like time after the Lord of the Rings got done. Like you having someone with a very big name sort of promoting this movie and all that stuff, and it's just incredible.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was created by rubbing a pumpkin. What? The language used by the aliens' clicking sounds was created by rubbing a pumpkin. Okay, hold on. I didn't know that.
I did not know that either.
Yeah, don't get out my face. After the feature film based on the Halo Combat Evolved 2001 video game series, which was to have been directed by Neil, fell through, producer Peter Jackson went to Blomkamp and offered him $30 million to make whatever he wanted. Okay, that's a friend right there.
Yeah,
He was like, "Hey, I just have 30 million right here. Yeah, I'll just give it to you. You make whenever."
yeah.
There you go.
Jerry.
It's crazy. Hey, what up? What up, Thanos? How you doing, good sir? The title is a nod to a real place and real incident. District 6 was a mixed-race neighborhood of Cape Town, which the apartheid government demolished in 1966 to make room for white people. Interesting. Okay. Star Sharlto Copley, I hope I said that right, had not acted before and had no intention of pursuing an acting career. He stumbled into the leading role as director Neil Blomkamp placed him on camera during the short film. So basically, they went through, I guess there was a short film of it, and then came the full film in that regard, and that's how Sharlto got part of it. And the last one here for now. The idea of the prawns being obsessed with cat food came from two inspirations. In impoverished areas of Johannesburg, director Neil Blomkamp would see people selling cheese poofs and other snack foods out of large 3-foot tall bags and wanted the aliens to have a similar cheap food. The decision to make them cat food came from one of the producers who used canned cat food to bait traps when fishing for prawns in Vancouver. Interesting. That is pretty cool. I didn't know that. But
Me
again,
either.
I didn't know that the clicking sounds was made by rubbing a pumpkin. That's was it like rubbing two pumpkins together? Was it just like rubbing a pumpkin? Because
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I mean, it was a very particular noise. But
Oh, look, there's the hit killer, Mike. How you doing?
there's more than enough for 3Peat to go around, sir.
That's why he has number 3 in his name.
Yes.
Which is funny enough because it's your third time on, so it's like I had to play into that. That was too funny. Oh my goodness. But yeah, definitely District 9 was one of those movies that is very a product of its time, but it has a cult classicness to it that
Oh yeah.
it's
I mean
just-
that's one that's one I'm sure, is gonna be talked about, like as a classic.
yeah.
And like I said, if you haven't seen it. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It still holds up.
Yeah. Especially with the the prawn, the CGI and all this stuff. Like, yeah, you can tell. Okay, the prawns aren't real, but like in the setting of that universe, they
I don't
look
know.
good
In,
enough.
in some cases, it still looks better than stuff that we're getting today. Pay your animators, Marvel.
Well, it certainly looks a lot better than the Jar Jar Binks of past time.
Oh yeah, poor Jar Jar.
But the butt of jokes, but still remembered, and that's the important part.
How long before Disney Plus gives Jar Jar his own series?
That's funny. Well, it's funny enough talking about that. Like, they did actually bring the voice actor for the robot chicken parts. Yeah.
Well, he did that. He also thank you, Jerry. But he also, I think he played like another Jedi, like in the Acolyte. Like they felt so bad for him because I was like, you have to understand, people like shit on this guy for decades.
Oh,
and he couldn't get more work. And he thought that was going to be a big breakout part for him.
Darth, yeah, we just talked about that earlier.
We
Fortnite,
did.
And Fortnite made that a reality too. Fortnite made it a reality. But anyway, you were saying, sorry.
But they just kind of like threw him a bone because like people were just so mean to this guy, and it was like he's an actor who took a job. It was like,
Yeah.
don't be mad at him, be mad at George Lucas.
Well, and you have to think of he got crapped on, but he's not been forgotten.
Yeah,
right?
well, I mean, I don't. Yeah, people still joke about Jar Jar. I mean, I loved all of his shit on Robot Chicken.
Yeah. Annie.
Yeah. Annie, what's happened to you, Juju?
And he gets like he gets killed, and like Anakin's
He
like
comes back as a Force ghost.
Annie, look at me, I'm a ghost.
Forever.
Oh
God,
man.
some of those Star Wars Robot Chicken ones were just so good.
Wow. I'll see if I can't. There we go. 15 years. Holy crap.
Yeah, but that sketch in general was
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Here we go. I think this
no,
is
majority
the one.
is not.
There we go. That's the one right there.
Yeah.
There we go. But it's like right there. It's like 6 billion views 15 years ago. That is fudging insane. It's a fudging old right there. I was like 20s in my 20s at that point. Goodness sake. Oh my God. All right, here we go.
Inform the Emperor that the Jedi Temple has been sealed.
Yes, my lord.
Annie?
What the?
Annie! Little Annie!
Jar Jar, I am no longer Anakin Skywalker.
These are some nice adults, you booba.
Look, Jar Jar, it is very important that you never speak to me again.
What's happened to you? You burn your face?
Yeah.
Eddie for Billy, what's happened to you?
Quickly, before the Samoans attack, get into the escape pod.
Hey, if this is escape, then we're the pod. Jesus!
Yep.
Eddie, look! You're not gonna believe it! Me's are all sparkly glowy. Now we're spin together. I love you, Annie! Yeah! Annie, yeah!
Oh man, that is hilarious. But I mean, it just goes to show that even though it's been a character that's been kind of downtrodden, it's a character not forgotten, and that's usually.
I mean, he's just as dumb, if not dumb, as the Ewoks.
And will bar him from future employment. Well, it certainly did for a bit. I mean, he still got to do the robot chicken and those stuff. Which I mean, I'm pretty sure he got other voice work or something like that, but not like.
Well, it's incredible how many people Robot Chicken got to voice their shit. Actually,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Nathan Fillion did Hal Jordan, which was kind of nice because I mean, for all it's
Mila
worth.
Kunis was on a ton of episodes.
Well, yeah, because of the Family Guy connection, because Seth Green and all that
Well,
stuff.
Seth Green has a ton of connections in Hollywood, though. So like he was just. But usually, like if they did like a longer sketch parody, for the most part, they could usually land the actors who were in it.
And the Roman Chicken Bane.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Peak. Oh yeah, that was funny. When doing the Scooby stuff, right? He would bring on the cast of the movies. Yeah.
Yeah, well, because the guy who played Shaggy, like he was in Scream with Seth Green, and but you'd see things, and then you'd be like, "Damn, that sounded like, such and such," and then of course it would be such and such doing it, like who's the what's it? They'd have Keith David. Keith David would be on there, sounding like Keith David, and you're like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, that's funny. I really liked. I think one of the big success points was Bitch Pudding. All right.
Oh, Bitch Pudding was great. The nerd was always fun.
Mm-hmm.
They had the humping robot.
Oh yeah, that was always a classic.
I can't remember which one it was, but it was like Santa meets like Dragon Ball, which was like hilarious.
Yeah, yep.
But the first thing is like Santa falls down the chimney, and the kids like run up to him, and they're like, Santa, Santa, Santa. He's like, oh, my motherfucking knee. And I remember like when that first season dropped, like I had just gotten surgery on my knee, and I was like bedridden. I was on like painkillers, and I remember like when the first episode came on, I was like, "What am I watching?"
Yeah,
it was.
That's too funny.
I mean, Adult Swim used to just be peak. I used to like Off the Air. It used to come on at like 4 a.m.
Oh yeah, that's way past. Yeah, I think stuff like what was it? The Death Apocalypse was one.
Oh, Metalocalypse.
Metalocalypse, that's right.
Harvey
Definitely.
Birdman.
Yeah, Harvey Birdman. Well, and then you had the Toonami stuff. Like Toonami stuff was pretty. There, but I think Adult Swim has had its own sort of thing throughout the years, and then you had, of course, Rick and Morty join that, and that's been something in itself, to be honest. Which for me, I feel like while the current voices of both Rick and Morty are fine, you can't really take away from what Justin
Justin
Roiland
Roiland.
gave it.
Well, and
And
the thing was, like, I'm pretty sure he ended up getting like acquitted of everything. Like, I don't
He did,
understand
yeah.
why they didn't give his job back.
Like he basically I mean it was him and Dan, but like he basically
Yeah.
was the show. Like yeah, he may have been a bit outrageous at
Oh
times and
yeah,
stuff.
like all of his improvisational stuff, like two brothers in a van. It was like you just hear him laughing at the end. It was like it's just called two brothers. It's just called two brothers.
Yeah.
Like you know, he had this like awesome like didn't give a shit attitude.
Mhm.
And he was able to just go off on these rants. And it was like, I don't know why. And there have been some decent episodes of that show since he left, but it's just like something that's just like sorely lacking. Like the stories have been great, and you can tell that's always been Dan Harmon, you know, like
Mhm.
behind all that stuff. But it was just like there's also moments that made the show so awesome. Is like you can tell that Justin Roiland just went in there and just like didn't give a shit, and it was just so what, yeah. Touch my flappy folds and my.
He would make us
Touch my flaps, you piece of shit.
Oh my gosh, the songs themselves were.
Oh yeah.
God dang! Oh my gosh, the fake doors. Remember fake?
Oh yeah.
Can't open that. It's fake doors. I got fake doors right here. Oh my gosh.
Or just like he'd name it, was like, I'm Mr. Slippery Stairs. You know, it was like he just didn't give a shit. It was great.
Yeah, it started out with that regard. There have been some parts where the outrageousness has gone a bit far, but like it's the only show I know where chaos meets some form of structure, if there is even that.
Yeah, but it's also like there's so many things that they borrow from like sci-fi and like regular pop culture that is just like
Yeah.
a high concept, and then to have it meet like Justin Roiland's like not giving a shit attitude, like it was like this perfect storm, and then it was like it's been sorely lacking that. I mean, of course, like wonderful voice casting. Chris Parnell is so funny in anything he does. I always like that it's not even him, and it was like Jerry's just walking down the street and the wind keeps going, loser.
What? Who said that? What? Oh my gosh! But yeah, no, Mike, Killer Mike is like man versus car. That was a pretty funny bit. Oh, he's trying to take down. Oh, and the cars, like, oh my gosh, the cars.
what was the one on yeah, you know, I always love when they're watching interdimensional cable. Was Nintendo 69? Oh, Nintendo, what are you doing to me? I do love Mr. Nimbus too. Mr. Nimbus is fucking hilarious. That's Mr. Nimbus.
Oh my gosh.
He controls the police.
Yeah, he does all the singing and stuff. He's like, oh, I just want to get rid of this guy. I just want to get rid of him.
Yeah, but he's like Bull just like flopping around. The cops like show up. He's like, fight, fuck, flee. Who is that? That's Mr. Nimbus.
Oh my gosh, that guy is good. Oh my goodness. But you also had the point, like, I think there was a point of degree where, like, you had these, it was episodic, but there were just points where it felt like they were weaving something in, or whether by accident or not. And
the evil Morty stuff and the whole thing with the Council of Ricks, which, you know, obviously, like, you know, to the Council of Reeds from Marvel Comics, and you know, like
the Council of Ricks,
they had so many different Ricks. See, and that's a joke that Justin Roiland had all the way back when he was doing like his own like
series. I think it was like
his online thing. See, so he had like this little mini series called House of Cosby's.
Yeah.
And House of Cosby's was fucking wild. You see, Theo. Rudy.
And now that's a different story nowadays with all that's been going on. And
Yeah. Well, Cosby Cosby got the show taken down because you know, he didn't like how it like reflected on his image, and it was like, oh, that didn't age well. And then I remember they made like an unreleased episode where it was just completely inappropriate, and then he did like a Back to the Future one.
yeah, which is what
You know,
started the Rick and Morty
yeah.
part. Yeah. Like Doc, I don't, Doc, I don't know what's going on, Doc. Oh,
Yeah.
shut up, Marty.
You gotta
You're
suck
gonna
these
have
balls, Morty.
yeah. Put these mega
But
seeds in your butt.
the best part is they're playing like the Back to the Future theme in the background.
Yeah, it's crazy. And Killer Mike G says Rick and Morty used to have the sickest events at Comic-Con back in the day. Sad face. And yeah, and I think that kind of like with all that happened with the Justin Roiland stuff, which he eventually was acquitted. Like once that happened, it sort of changed the dynamic. And again, it's such a sad fate. Like he was acquitted. He was shown to be innocent of whatever the crime was, and it's just like he can't get back the thing he started with Dan. Like it's just
I think Dan Harmon. I think he signed it away, and Dan Harmon just won't bring him back. Which sucks because like they signed on for 3 more seasons.
Wow.
You know, so like it's in like season 9 or whatever. It was like it's been over 10 years. The you know, people tend to forget Rick and Morty's 10 years old. Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's crazy.
And but I am glad to see that his video game High on Life got a sequel because that video game was a ton of fun.
Yeah, unfortunately didn't have, because the first one had mostly him, but this one was sort of like the other guns got the notice, and the main one kind of just like meh because of that regard. So, but I mean, again, the game is
yeah, but it's still his concept, so he's gonna get some money off of it.
Yeah.
There's another thing. Solar Opposites was good too. I liked Solar Opposites, and they did the same thing, and was like, I'm pretty sure. I mean, he was like all the voices, but like 3 of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, and, I remember that.
And then they recast all of them, and it was like, how could you even possibly make the show? Because it was all the weird bombastic shit that he brought to Rick and Morty. It was just him. It was just like his stuff, and it was like, of course, they had like the big thing like going on with the wall, and like that was a lot of fun too. It was actually more interesting than the actual story.
Yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, it wouldn't. It's okay for now, and I think it will eventually hit like season 10, but eventually it will wane itself because it's just gone on for so long, and also the other factor too is like you don't have him there being, and it would be great like if they made like a last episode, right? It would be nice if they could bring him back and just do that, because at the end of the day,
I would like to see them wrap it up with the final season. I mean, because they already even like jumped the gun with like the evil Morty thing. We kind of, you know, he took down the Citadel and you know all that stuff. Which was fine, but it was like, oh, they're gonna do 3 more seasons, which some of them have been really, really funny, but you know, like I said, there's always that one thing. Like I particularly like the one where like Rick kept finding that alien like using his bathroom, like his private bathroom. Do you ever see that one where
the toilet?
The toilet. You know, and there's still very much like that attitude that's still there, but it was like I said, it's just the random, almost kind of like punk rock attitude where I was like, I'm just gonna go in and not give a shit. That truly, like I said, all the stuff for interdimensional cable and everything, I was like, that was all him. Yeah, you know.
Like what was it, Gazorpazorp?
Yeah.
John, you white piece of garbage, you human, you. When you had what was it? There was another part. It was just it's just you can. It's missing that piece, like you said, the chaotic part and all that
Yeah,
stuff. And while
there's
it is
like I
it is
said,
kind
there's
of
still
coasting.
really great setups for really great episodes, and a ton of the jokes land. It's just like when you watch like the first like 3 seasons, you're just like, this is so much better. And I don't even think he left until like season 5 or
Yeah.
6, But
Yeah.
it was just like there's something just so completely unhinged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sort of
Or,
like it's sort of like the engine that could, but now you're replacing the train driver, and it's sort of just like this. I don't know, the side point. But Jerry has
it's like all the new like cars, all the new muscle cars from Dodge have like electric engines, and you're like, it
doesn't feel the same.
it goes fast, and and they're good looking cars, but like it doesn't run on gas. It's not a sport, it's not a muscle car.
I can't feel that.
Yeah, well, they even put that stuff in there. Like they add the noises and everything to make you feel. It's not the same thing.
No, it's sort of like having like a Prius, and you add up that backup noise to make sure people know that there is a car there.
Yeah.
And Jerry is asking, what's your opinion on Inuyasha? Well, I know of it, but I've never watched it, so I have no opinion.
I mean, I caught it on Adult Swim plenty. I liked it.
I know a lot of people liked it, but for me, I've never watched it.
I was more of a Shin-Chan guy.
Now, I will say stuff like Adult Swim was the place where I saw Samurai Champloo. And if you guys, and if you don't know what that is, that's where you have the song "My New Job Is." That was the theme song, pretty much at the beginning of it, which for me was like, that was just neat, and it was very bloody. Like the series, holy crap, is very, very bloody. But I mean, the one thing, and I think I saw all the episodes, but the one thing, and that was mostly like after, right? Like you can find it, wherever to find it to watch it. But I think the one thing that got me at the end of that series was at the end of it, they were done with each other. They just went their separate ways, and that was it. It was like, because the whole point of the story was her finding, I believe it was her dad. It was finding the man who smelled like sunflowers, which turned out to be her dad.
It's been
ages. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably been 15 years since I've seen an episode, but I mean, I still I liked that. Adult Swim used to back in like the early days too, like they would play stuff like Trigun.
Oh yeah,
but
no.
I really liked that, and
Afro Samurai.
Afro Samurai. Although it's not an anime, one cartoon that I thought was absolutely genius was the cartoon adaptation of Black Dynamite. I thought that was like one of the
Oh yeah.
with Chocolate Giddy Up.
Then you had Boondocks was another one.
Boondocks
was certainly a big one.
Boondocks was amazing.
Boondocks was that show that didn't care, and it was actually created by a black dude.
Oh yeah, I mean he was Boondocks is like a cautionary tale.
It's funny because you have like Uncle Ruckus? Like Uncle Ruckus is very he's very racist. He's very racist against his own kind, but he's like
oh man, hang that motherfucker now. I got the rope right here. He thought he was gonna get off on that whole account of being blind, but I saw through that bullshit.
And he's the one who got the freaky eye.
Yeah. Oh, that's one of the funniest clips of all time. It was type in Uncle Ruckus jury.
I got the rope right now.
I got the rope right here.
But it was it was such a it was such a, I don't know, you could say it was like a backward show, but it was like you could do that. Like you could have
Yeah.
just like
When he,
be
when
that
he
way.
did the team up with that that racist country music star, that was hilarious too. And anything with Uncle Ruckus was always.
That's too funny.
And I am babysitting you because I'm a licensed zoologist, and I like to see black males in their natural habitat.
Like you couldn't get away with that stuff today because
No, and he's inexplicably friends with the grandpa.
Yeah. Hey, Michael, how's it going? That's just too crazy. But like, Boondocks was such a series. I mean, I've only seen clips. I've never watched the series, but like, it was such a series.
Oh no, you gotta watch it. It is.
And a lot of the voice actors are famous. Like the guy who did voiced Uncle Ruckus was actually the father of Steven in Malcolm in the Middle, like the wheelchair kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have
because there's a super clip of like how many times he had to say the N-word like in the series.
all of them. Yeah, throughout it's like what was the
But
girl?
it was like that's one of the things like they didn't care because like the end product was so good and it was like made by a black guy, you know, like but it was one of those things. It was made like by black people for black people, but it was something that like everyone could enjoy.
Yeah.
And you know, like it wasn't like this. It didn't have this like stigma of, oh no, you have to be in this demographic like to enjoy. It was like it was just good for everybody.
Yeah.
You know.
And Terry Crews, that's right. Terry Crews was in
Terry
it too.
Crews, yeah.
Yep. I can't remember the girls. There was a lady in it who voiced one of the kids, but she's well known. Like Tara, who, gosh dang it. Cast. There we go. Boondocks cast. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Dune. Get that up there. Quickly get through this.
Ed Asner.
Yeah,
Ed Asner was in everything, man.
Oh yeah, the main voice cast of the Boondocks include Regina King. That's the one I was talking about as Huey and Riley Freeman. John Witherspoon as Robert Granddad Freeman. Gary Anthony, who played Uncle Ruckus. Cedric Yarbrough as Tom Dubois. Jill Talley as Sarah Dubois. And Gabby Soleil as Jasmine Dubois. Ad Asner, Charlie Murphy. Ooh, Samuel L. Jackson was in it. Snoop Dogg, Busta Rhymes. What?
Oh yeah, there's a ton of them.
Yeah, Terry Crews, Cat Williams. Oh, Cat Williams. That makes sense. That guy is unto himself. Affion Crockett, Donald Faison, who, if you don't know, was in Scrubs. He plays Zach Branson's friend. Like they're buddies.
Yeah.
But it's 4 seasons. Only ran 4 seasons. Wow. I don't know about that. That's
but it's
interesting.
such a huge impact.
Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, it is way past the top of the hour. And so what's going to happen is we're going to start doing our promotion stuff. We're going to start winding down to get out because, one, I do have to get up for work in the morning. And also I have to set up for tomorrow's show as well tonight. So there we go for that. But let's see, where is our... here we go. So here is all your stuff, good sir. If you want to do your promotion your way, the floor is yours.
Yeah, you know what? Just follow me on Twitter. You know, I have a Discord, and I have a nice back catalog on my channel there, but I'm taking a small hiatus. I'm still on all my friends' shows, but I'm just taking a small hiatus because my band Staggerly's in the studio, making a full-length album.
Nice.
And I'm hoping to have that out by October. So yeah, but otherwise, yeah, I have a show called Cavecast. I have a show called In Other News, but In Other News will be changing in December to Expecto Recaptrum. We are gonna go through all of the new HBO Harry Potter episodes as they air, and then
that's gonna be interesting.
there'll be a critique after the show. So
Nice.
that's me.
Yeah, and of course the show with Darnell and Simple Dave, you know that the
Oh yeah, can't forget. Yeah, I'm every Tuesday I'm on Leon's show for Tinfoil Haters. Every Thursday I'm on Roman of the Empire's show, and then every Friday I am Lights Camera Citation, and that is where me and my three buddies watch idiots get arrested and shenanigans ensue, and we terrorize Darnell with the donation wheel. And
there you go.
yeah, a lot of fun.
Aw-
Fun.
awesome stuff. And yeah, his links will be both on the Rumble side and YouTube side, as the other places are very ephemeral, so they don't last. But if you want to know where else he's at, basically Twitter X is a place to go. But if not, you can go to YouTube or whatever. You'll find his stuff there. So all his links will be right there. And thank you so much. And Michael says he's following you on X. So there you go.
Thank you very much.
And he says he likes the drum kit in the background.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I got a piano back there. I got my guitars, a couple of amps. This is
nice.
this is we'll have practice down here. Not every Sunday, but we'll alternate.
Nice. That's pretty awesome. Plus, I mean, it's a lot better. You know, it's free at your place, and it where it costs a lot of money.
And I got I have drop ceilings, so I have the PA all wired through the ceiling, so I don't have a bunch of cords on the floor. So it's nice.
Wow, that's not bad. That's pretty awesome. But again, his links will be in the description below on both Rumble side and YouTube side. And of course, for my end of things, whether you're on Rumble, YouTube, or any of the places I stream to, if you wouldn't mind, leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment, or follow. Anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated, because not only is it helping being seen more, like a majority of content creators want to be, it also helps with having other people on, like Sammy, like Sonia, like Alaska Jeff, like Michael, like Jerry himself. Like I've had in over 365 various guests, creator or not. And the ladder keeps kind of like August is pretty much full at this point. And so we're going to see a lot of new and returning people come, new and familiar people next month. Because and I just do this thing where I get to chat with people, and I enjoy getting to do it because there's always more to talk about. Even after such a long time, there's always so much to talk about. So always appreciative of those who say yes. But again, any help with the engagement factor is much appreciated. Of course, here's my links right here. Again, shout out to Tommy for making streamers. Anyone on any platform can use it. If you want to know where else I'm at, all my links from all my socials, Twitter X, YouTube, Rumble, all those things are in there. So if you want to be able to find out where I'm at, that is a good place to start. You know, it's one link to rule them all, and on the web bind them. I like to make my LOTR joke once in a while, but there is that. And for the quickly get through the stuff I promote, I use them in different ways. One is I use Proton in many different facets. This is Proton VPN. I know there are a lot of different VPNs out there, but right now, while I am streaming, I am using Proton VPN. And again, it is a good idea, a smart idea to use VPNs to protect your stuff, because again, if you don't know, your data does get sold out there on the interwebs, dark web, interwebs, whatever. They're called data brokers, but at the end of the day, it is good to be proactive about your privacy, because again, we're living on a very connected worldwide sort of thing, and better to use tools that will help do that than nothing at all. And Proton has a wide slew of tools: Proton Pass, Proton Drive, Proton Mail, Proton VPN, which I'm promoting. The link right there is for it. You can go in there, look for more information, but at the end of it, you make a free account, try it out for yourself. If it doesn't work for you, that's fine. If nothing else, the link will be there if you do decide to take it up. And again, you do get more with paid versions of the thing, but at the end of the day, it's all about your benefit, not mine. So that's how I put it. And the last thing I promote is, of course, Biltong USA. I've had the gentleman on, Anton. He and his wife run this business in Sunset, Texas. A family business, American-made product, right there. You can go to that link. They sell a whole assortment of stuff, including the Biltong itself. It's just crazy, but they really have a lot of great products, especially getting some candies and sweets from UK. You know, Jaffa cakes. Love Jaffa cakes. Oh my gosh. I bought 2 sleeves once. They didn't make it. They did not last very
Didn't
long.
last long.
And there was like 12 in the pack, and I'm like, oh, let's see what this tastes like. Gone. Because it's not a cookie. It's sort of like a soft sponge thing. You have chocolate.
Oh,
on
it was
top
like a
and
Fig Newton.
Sort of there's like an orange gel sort of center on top instead of like right in the center, but oh my
But
gosh,
I was talking about the softness of the.
yeah, it's got the softness, like the Twinkie softness, right? The sponginess, and then you've got like the chocolate topping, and then under that is the orange. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a chocoholic by nature. So, but anyway, there's a whole assortment of stuff in there worth checking out. And again, it is supporting a family business here in America. And again, I remember distinctly a few years ago, a lot of people were asking for more American-made products. Well, there's one right there. So go to the link. You can use code DAR to save yourself 10%. And I'll tell you what, I am obsessed with Biltong, but my wallet does not agree with my obsession. So I'm out. I can't I can't keep getting it. But it is worth checking out. So there you go for that. And well, yeah, and thank you very much. Well, you're part of it, Michael. You are one of the 360, over 365. So thank you for being part of it. A few times actually. So glad to have you on. But anyway, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern is Mr. Well, I said this wrong. So I used to first say Mr. Roger because it's Mr. R4DGR. I thought it was Mr. Roger, but it's Mr. Rager. He had to correct me on that. So Mr. Rager will be in tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Met him through the Rumble side of things. So we'll see how that goes. But like with everything, it's just a free-flowing conversation, and we have fun with it. And you saw that here tonight, talking about whatever the shite we wanted to, and that's the point. That's the point.
Yeah, it's always a good combo. It was the first time we were just ranted about the Beatles for like an hour, and
we listened some. I know it's like part. I think we mentioned your music once at that point, but like there's always just so much to talk about, and I've been invited to your show. I was on the Cavecast once, and I appreciate for that invitation. But I find that if your host is not good enough, at least being able to keep things under control, because sometimes panel shows can get very out of hand. Like
yeah, my birthday
crazy.
stream got a little out of hand. Where it was like I had a full revolving door and like a full capacity, but yeah, normally now I keep it to about like 5-6 people. That's manageable. But like, yeah, there was a point in time where everybody just wanted to come on and hang out, and was like, some of you are going to have to shut up.
Yeah. Beep beep beep. Hey, quiet. Yep. Can I have a quiet? But that's just me. That's my deal. But I'm always glad to be able to get to do this thing with people, whether a content creator or not, because I truly do believe just being able to have a conversation about whatever, like it's there for people to see. People get to know who Sammy3peat is. They get to see his personality, his perspective and stuff. And whether they agree with it or not, that's okay. The point is that we can come together and have our disagreements and still laugh it off and walk away as if nothing horrible happened. So not that it did, but you get the idea. So that's why I do it. But again, tomorrow 7 p.m. Eastern with Mr. Rager. And of course, the last thing I do with my guests before we ride off in the sunset is, of course, questions from a hat. That's right. I bought a hat from Rumble. I've put questions inside it. Now what happens is that my guest, Sammy here, gets 2 freebie questions. That's right. I am so generous. I feel like I'm giving candy to the orphans at the orphanage, although some of them are diabetics, so that might not be a good idea. But
we're going to find out the hard way.
It's like William Bramford saying diabetes.
Yeah.
Got that diabetes right there.
Wilfred Brimley.
Wilford Brimley, that's right. Wilford Brimley.
Did you say William Bramford? I love it.
I got that mixed up. I apologize. The funny thing though is he actually was a former Marine. He
was. Also, like I realized, like me and you are like the same age that he was, like in the movie Cocoon, and he was like looking like he was.
There was two of them.
He looking like he was in like an old folks home, and was like, I don't look like that yet. No. Got another 20 years before I look young.
Yeah, it's funny, but yeah, I found out that he was actually a former Marine. I'm like, wow, really? That's crazy.
I had no clue.
Yeah, but anyways, what happens is my guest gets 2 freebie questions. Now, funny enough, the audience has the ability to add more questions to my guest being asked. Obviously, of course, I'm on YouTube, but I'm not monetized. I'm just not at the point yet. But we'll see if that ever happens. But I am monetized on Rumble, so Rumble rants work. Doesn't matter the amount, but you can do. Like, I've had people spam ones and all stuff. But I have put out there that if someone did a straight 500, and this is not like a community pool of 500, but like a straight 500. All the questions in the hat would be asked, and that's like 40 plus questions right there. So that's a deal, because you're now keeping the guest here. You're now forcing the guest here to answer all the questions for $500, and I'll make sure the guest gets some of that, but that'll have to be down the road. But anyway, because of Furious Dan gave a Rumble rant that is now 3 questions. So now Sammy has 3 questions. So are you ready, good sir?
I am ready.
Sounds like SpongeBob. I'm ready. I don't know if we'll sing it as good though. But anyway, first question: what's your favorite way to unwind after a long day?
I like to just, watch like some of my friends like YouTube stuff. I'll put it on in the background, read a comic book while I'm just like laying in bed with the fan on, or if I'm locked in a video game, I'll just go home and do that. But for the most part, I try to support my friends.
Oh, nice. What's the current game you're playing?
I'm not playing anything currently. I'm in the middle. I just bought the 10-year anniversary Blackest Night omnibus, and I think there's over like 1,600 pages in that. So
that's a lot.
Yeah, it's actually to a point where I can only read it laying on my stomach in bed, like on my elbows, because like it's uncomfortable to read it like this. It's too big to like read it in your lap. I mean, you can, but you're gonna screw up the neck. So like the only like proper way to read it is either like on a table, or like in bed, like just laying on your stomach, because the thing's got to weigh 8 pounds. Like, it's huge.
Jeez. That's
for a book. I'm saying, like for a book, it's kind of unruly.
Yeah, but at least you could use it as a weapon just in case.
Oh, dude, it would knock someone out cold. I'm not even kidding.
Robert, boom.
It's thicker than most like collegiate dictionaries. Like, it's huge.
Do you think that'll be like, instead of stun guns, do you think that'll be like the next thing that cops use to take somebody down? Just throw a dictionary.
The Blackest Night 10-year anniversary omnibus. I mean, I think they're gonna have to reprint a couple, but yeah, I suggest it.
Freeze! You're never gonna catch me, copper.
Oh shit! Is that Blackest Night?
I'll give up right now. Please don't hurt me.
I had a motherfucker hit me with Brightest Day. That didn't hurt at all. But Blackest guy hit me with Immortal Hulk the other day. He was in a coma for 7 days.
I have never seen someone go down quicker than being hit with an encyclopedia.
Yeah. It was like, that's fine. I'll hit him with Superior Spider-Man.
There
They
you
ain't getting
go.
back up.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. It's like this big.
Jeez.
You're like, how do I even open this?
Good Lord. All right, question number 2. What's a book that changed your perspective on something?
Ooh.
Like you read it and you're like, wow, my world has changed.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's been a couple of good books that that I read like that, but
What's the
I'd
first?
say The Crucible.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Women are willing to lie about anything.
But I mean, wasn't she falsely labeled?
No, she started falsely labeling everyone else and accusing them of being witches, and because no, that was more of a joke, but I would I
I
don't know.
never read the
There's
book. How am I supposed to know that?
no, the book was it's a good read. It's a frustrating read because it is about
Yeah.
like the Salem witch trials, and you got these
Yeah.
little girls going like, "Well, this person was mean to me. She was a witch," and just
Yeah.
like, "No, I'm not, you little bitch." Well, don't swear at her. That's something a witch would do. Um, but yeah, there's books, like Rule of the Bone, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest,
Oh, yeah.
lot a lot of books, but ones that have really, like, changed my perspective. I am a comic book guy. Spider-Man Blue, it was probably a really good one. It's, like, it reflects, and, it deals with grief in a way that you wouldn't think. I thought it was very smartly done, and it's a quick read. You can read it in like an hour. Like it's nothing, it's not huge. You can probably read it a lot faster than an hour, but like if you really want to soak it in. But the ending is just heartbreaking and but like in a good way.
Right.
Um, you know.
Is it the one where he meets the one above all?
No, no. It's when he's kind of reminiscing about the death of Gwen Stacy
Okay.
and uh it's really good. It's easy to find. You can find it on Amazon probably for like $20. Give it a
Yeah.
read.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah, because I watched on YouTube like those comic people who go over comics and stuff, and that was one I came across is when there was one in similar fashion where I was dealing with grief, but like the one above all comes and
Yeah,
talks to him.
that's when Aunt May passed.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he's like the homeless guy with like the shredded up face. Yeah, this is more of like a collective thing. This was like uh Tim Sale and Jeff Loeb. They
Mhm.
did a bunch of things together, including The Long Halloween for Batman, which is very highly regarded. But they did their own thing
Wow.
with Spider-Man. It's called Spider-Man Blue, and they did one called Hulk Gray.
Mhm.
Uh, and yeah, I just enjoyed it. Oh, Daredevil Yellow.
Mm.
Um, but I would check out Spider-Man Blue, even for like laymen who really haven't like uh really dive deep into the comics. You don't really have to,
Mhm.
but it gives you a great idea who Peter Parker is, and like I said, it's a wonderful way to look at grief.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting in that regard. But when a comic or something like that can do it right, it can certainly leave a lasting impression, like yourself.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that. The last one, of course, should be a good one. What is your favorite curse word?
Ooh. Probably fuck knuckle.
That's an add-on word right there.
Just work stuff.
Yeah, it does. Especially I always I'm not much of a cursor myself, but I always like it when you can use just one that sounds innocent, and it's just like you can say instead of saying a hole, the original way. You could say butthole, and it's just funnier sounding. Like that guy's such a butthole.
Yeah, butthole's a classic.
you just say it, and it's like, I don't know why I said it, but I have to wipe my mouth after that one.
With fuck knuckle, it's like, you know, you only use it like when the person that you're calling, like, you wouldn't insult someone. Like if you were in like a street fight, you wouldn't call them a fuck knuckle. Fuck knuckle is someone like you primarily call your buddies. So it was like, you know, when your friend's being a fuck knuckle,
Yeah.
like he got drunk while you were camping and he did something stupid, and just like, yeah, but you had
Yeah.
fun, didn't you, fuck knuckle? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Everyone's gonna remember. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh goodness, that is crazy. But anyway, guys, of course, that is the end of the show. Big thank you to all those in chat, whether on the Rumble side, YouTube side, doesn't matter which side you're on. Much appreciated. You are all amazing. And of course, big shout out to the man himself. They call him the Music Man. I just call him Sammy. And then you're gonna be like 76 trombones. Dun,
Is
dun,
in
dun,
the
dun.
big parade.
Oh but no, man, thank you for coming on again. I know you're always welcome to come back. It's always
I always love when I can swing. I always forget that it was like you're so easy to schedule with, because you know it was like a lot of my friends, like they have like set times and you're like, I can do this day, this day, this. I was like, oh well, that's a breeze. So yeah, we'll have to make the next one sooner rather than later, because it's always great hanging out.
Well, yeah, and even for your stuff, right? Like you have a set schedule for when you did Cavecast, you would have a set schedule and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But you're open as well and understanding. But my thing is like flexibility affords more ability for people to come on, whether they're a content creator or not, because I don't know I know my schedule. I don't know other people's schedules. So you give people enough time, and usually it's like people ask, oh, what time? Like when do you usually do? It's like, well, I just throw like 7 p.m. Eastern because, and if that doesn't work, we can work with it. Like people like, you know, like Jack Tarlad and Tom, you know them, like usually 5 p.m. my time is time to do it because it's 10 p.m. their time over there.
Yeah.
So I work within that regard. Or people from California, right? Like that's 3 hours behind me. So usually 8 or 9 around that time works for them. So I try to be flexible, because if you're flexible enough, you have the ability to have on people more.
Exactly.
Than just what regular.
Yeah,
is,
that's what always, like, it sucks, like, you know, especially with my friends across the pond. They're like, oh, I want to come on the news, and it was like, you're really not going to want to do that for me. I was like, that's going to be at like 3 a.m. for you, but like if you want to, you're more than welcome. But you know.
Yeah. So, but I'm glad to be able to do it, because like you and so many others, you're the reason. You are many of reasons of why I do it, because we get to share in this moment, get to have fun with it, and that's the important part, because people get to know who Sammy is just by getting to see him talk about whatever, and through that regard, they'll be like,
and
"Oh,
I got
I know
muffins out of the deal."
Oh, you know what? Screw you. She's banana nut muffins. No chocolate chip banana nut muffins. Thank you very much.
I tried to email them to you. It did not work.
Why did I get a picture of banana nut muffins? Oh, that dirty dog. Oh my goodness. But anyway, again, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern with Mr. Roger. And of course, how I end the show, of course, is with the song. Yes, I did use Suno to create it, but it's based upon my words from a poem I made a long time ago, and I just had a little help with turning it into a song thing. So this one is called A Moment to a Lifetime. So again, guys, have a great rest of your night, and I will see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. Bye, guys.
Give me a moment
Beyond recognition is a desire, a flame born of dreams forward. Yet dreams do not push beyond their scope. A recognition held back by reality. But reality's a dreaming way to come true, and be reality. So what do you wish? What is your desired reality? In truth, maybe not much. In truth, maybe it is. Only you can weave the dreams of wanting reality to form. And then, only then, will you create it. Give me a moment, just a single spark. Watch it catch and carry through the dark. Beyond what you can see, beyond what you can name. Every dream you're holding is a quiet flame. The world will tell you wait, the world will tell you no. But the river moves for those who let it flow. 'Cause reality is a dreaming way to come true, and be reality. So what do you wish? What is your desired reality? In truth, maybe not much. In truth, maybe it is. Only you can weave the dreams of one reality to form. And then, only then, will you create it. A moment to a lifetime to beyond. You already hold